Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Solar Flare Competitive League. You're looking at an exciting match between Achieved and Toys here. I'm Korbeck, joined by Caro, whose name I hope that I pronounced correctly because I didn't
Yeah, that's
ask.
true. That's right. That is right.
We were sitting in the lobby just a
That's
second ago,
perfect.
which would have been the sensible thing to do, all things considered. But anyway, an exciting match here for us. We're going to try and get into this one as quickly as possible. I think we're going to take a quick look at the maps right now. No need to delay as we get ready to get started. And there you go. And Carl, why don't you walk us through this? What we see here?
Yeah, we're actually going to be starting off on Clubhouse, picked by Achieve Esports, or they're actually going to be starting on Attack when it comes to Clubhouse. So that will be an actually interesting game to go through. Clubhouse is obviously a very strat-heavy map, I guess you could say. You actually have to worry about a lot of hard breach. Almost every single map or site, I believe, actually has to do with hard breach compared to something like Coastline, where there's not a single bit of hard breach on that map. So actually, funny enough, Coastline is not in the line of maps that we're going to be going through today. The next one is actually going to be going, or the Decider is actually going to be on Consulate. So that is going to be an interesting one. Hopefully we actually don't get to that. Consulate is
Yeah,
is
same,
a
same.
Windows simulator. So
Oh
yeah.
no, yes.
And then Villa, I love Villa. Villa, me personally, I love Villa so much. It's a pretty balanced map in my opinion. I don't think anyone here really has an issue with Villa.
Ooh.
Are we
Oh,
contrasting already? Are
oh,
we
yeah, I don't
contrasting
know.
already?
It's a little. I would say it's a little defensive heavy, but that's okay. It is a good map in a lot of ways. Very pretty, very confusing. I think sometimes from a
Yeah.
caster's perspective, you get to count those call outs, and it's like 50 something rooms you have to
Oh yeah.
follow. But always an entertaining map. Always an entertaining map. But
Oh yeah.
regardless, Clubhouse will be where we go first. So hopefully let's go ahead and get right into it. I think we have the ready up from both teams and we can get started here. But excited to see what they bring to the board. Toys, as some of you may or may not know, just literally just turned a match that they won an upsurge and came right over here to get started. So wasting no time at all there. But hopefully it was a 14 rounder. Am I right, Car? I think it was a 14 rounder.
It took a while. There was a couple of rehosts too as well, wasn't there?
Let's hope that fatigue is not an issue here and they're ready to just grind this one right out and get right back into it. And it looks like we're just waiting for a split second here for the teams to be ready. But looking ahead, while we've got this bit of time, we've actually been given a gift lately, Car. I don't know if you got a chance to see the designer's notes here, but from a caster's perspective, that is the most beautiful thing. So now we know win rates, we know ban rates, we know changes, but we can talk about all that in a minute because we are getting started here on Clubhouse. Achieve with the attack, Toys on the defense, and we'll hop right into the ban phase to get things rolling.
Yeah, bans are pretty basic. Always go for the hard breach like oriented bans, like so at least a support for a hard breach as well. You see Thatcher come out quite a bit. I'd expect the ace ban out of every single one of the hard breachers, if anything, but Thatcher's probably gonna be the first one we're gonna see. Oh, an Habana.
Oh,
I was gonna say ace or a Maverick, but they actually opt towards the Habana. I guess to really deal with those hatches because she can be very dangerous with her new buff that she got recently, where she can actually select how many pellets you can throw, and you got to bring a whole ton of impact grenades if you want to deal with that. And there is that Maverick ban as well. That's going to be slowing down that. Yeah, this is going to be slowing down the vertical quite a bit, actually. So that's what I got on the attackers. Going to the defense, I honestly have no clue besides intel.
Be still my beating heart. No Thatcher. Thatcher has a 79% ban rate right now.
Oh yeah.
Among attackers. That you are watching, ladies and gentlemen, like the oddball here. Like it's so rare that poor SAS boy does not get banned out. Mira, on the other hand, she gets banned all the time, so
Oh
nothing to
yeah.
talk about there. But wow, that no Thatcher ban. That's gonna really make things interesting here in terms of opening that wall. I hope you like tricking, Car, because we're gonna be seeing a full lot of that.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. But
Echo.
the Echo ban. Interesting. All right. Well, I don't really have an issue with that ban. I would probably
No.
orient it towards that powerful roamer being the Malusi, because not only is she powerful holding off those entry points with the auditorial calls and slowing them down. I think it's at the speed of a barbed wire in anywhere that she actually does plant her banshees. But yeah, they're gonna be sticking to the Malusi. I don't blame them whatsoever. They got to take advantage of the fact that they can actually abuse. I don't want to say abuse, but she's a really good operator. Her gadgets are insane. Her primary gadget's insane. She brings a nitro cell through. She's a 3-speed. She's the new Jaeger before the 2-speed nerf. So so going into this, I'm expecting very aggressive play coming from Cordell.
Truth. Yeah, she also is
Attackers
kind of
need
a
to
popular
locate and
ban choice. We
defuse
now
bombs.
know right about. I think she's sitting about 38%. But yeah, she's in a nuisance really at the end of the day, and if played aggressively too. I mean, she's got the gun, she's got the C4, right? She's got the tools to be a good fragger in addition to an amazing gadget. And we'll see now kind of this is going to start down here on the basement, but already the reinforcements going up on the top floor for CCTV cash room just make that a little bit more difficult. And of course, Thatcher will come in here. Dolly playing the Thatcher, not going to resist the opportunity to play him when you get the opportunity. I'm interested to see what Jarden does here with these castle
5
barricades.
seconds
Always
left.
interesting to me, Caro, to see a castle played and to see what people do
Attackers are
with him.
moving
He
out to locate a
ever
bomb and
entertaining
defuse
off
it.
for me for some reason.
Yeah, but an interesting one is to actually open up the bar hatch. I mean, I get that they're closing it off with those castle barricades, but if they're going to be opening up the bar hatch, I'd expect them to have an Aruni in place. But they don't even have an Aruni in their lineup, so to see that opened up, I kind of question that play. I guess they do want that very aggressive play, and they want to see if they can actually catch him off guard, I guess. But speaking of aggressive play, Zofia is already ready to take care of a gunfight around the strip area, but it looks like they're going to be falling off right then and there, taking a little bit of time to actually figure out. I don't think they can really make a decision. Oh, they caught a glimpse of Cordell, and that could have been that roamer off the board, but that is actually going to be a trade going on right then and there. Jarden's taking down Turbo. Dally takes down Jarden in return, but Packer's going to be taking down Jello as well. That's already 2 kills off the board, and they have control entirely of Arsenal, so this is going to be an interesting push.
Yaskell gets one as well. I mean, that's just clearing him out straight down the gut of the tunnel. Yaskell gets another. They don't even need the plant. Scuff there to finish it off. All gun, all skill, and Achieve comes out swinging.
That round ended way faster than I thought it was going to. Yeah, brutal is the correct term I would use. I was mainly just paying attention to that upstairs take where the Zofia was trying to push it towards the Malusi, and the Malusi almost lost her head right then and there, and that would have been that roamer off the board. But as I said that, there was a trade downstairs around the dirt hallway, and then there was a kill in the favor of the attacking side. Started pushing in even more, and then they just found themselves in a planting situation with every single one of the defenders not even paying attention to the fact that they can just freely plant, and then they also had the support there for the planter. So it was pretty much inevitable that they had to deal with that diffuser situation.
Yeah, it's just a tunnel rush right there in the classic style, and genuinely something you don't usually see that much anymore, but they made it work right there. Now we'll go up to CCTV cache, and again, it's just sort of the setup, but the Goyo is an interesting addition here. I haven't seen him brought much on this one, if I'm being honest with you.
I can understand it a little bit because the shield because he does bring a lot of shields to the table. I mean, like they're main gadgets, they're not secondary gadgets, so he can not only bring a nitro cell but also bring those shields to actually like block off certain areas. It makes it near impossible to actually push an angle unless you have that soft breach in hand. So it's entirely understandable.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, you're going to be relying a lot on your projectile denial right here to just keep those Goyos alive and stop them from, you know, killing you at this stage. We'll see what they kind of muster here in terms of an attack. With the Thatcher, you would think that the opportunity to just hard int kind of into the CTT wall is here, and it might be what they're setting up for. You see Yaskell, you see Dolly, and you see Scuff as well, just all approaching from that angle, and you can't help but feel like that's probably what we'll be seeing in just a few short seconds.
Bomb located by
Yeah,
attackers.
but one that I'm actually kind of questioning right now, one of the operator picks rather, is Jarden. I mean, don't get me wrong, Clash is an amazing operator to actually slow down a push, and oh my gosh, was that a kill through the drone hole? Wait, that was I can't even tell what that was, but that was Turbo taking down Matt right off the bat. That's the Goyo vector off the board. It was actually on the main staircase, and clearly was not expecting it whatsoever, and caught him off guard while trying to roam back upstairs, and now can actually take a fight around the construction area, and hopefully, it seems like Clash is there to actually give out that call out, and now we'll be orienting towards that construction push.
Yeah, you're going to see Jarden just kind of push in and engage wherever that need is to kind of have a body in the way. And the intel, as you said, I mean, this is what Clash is very good at. Some people, I think, I've literally heard her classified as an intel op in a broadcast not that long ago. But it'll be everybody now pushing in through kind of logistics here instead. And they're going to try and take a couple of angles here to push into construction and maybe make Jarden's life that much more difficult. Cordell goes for the look on the peak, on the cheeky peek on the CCTV balcony, but he doesn't really see anyone there. There is somebody waiting for him, but he will not bring it down. Turbo now back here looking into construction, just tapping shots, and well, there's that intel we were talking about. All three of them stacked up on the door to construction here. The drone going out briefly. And it's a bit of a cluster right there around the door. A gaggle of ops as Cat starts the push, and you hear the grenades exploding. Great little pick right there. Turbo taken out. Cat through the doorway. Yaskell tries to trade it back almost immediately. Cat continues on the tear, but Yaskell from the window. The Zofia not giving him any room to breathe at all, and still not done yet here. Oh, Scuff! Cordell was just there. Yaskell continues the murder spree from the outside edge. Car, there's just no stopping the Zofia. Amazing stuff.
Amazing stuff indeed. But with that very aggressive push, I expected a little of a misplay right there, a little misplay coming from the clash, and either it wasn't the reason why they lost, because Jaeger sadly lost his life right then and there. But with the clash pushing aggressively on that construction side without any support whatsoever, that could have been very dangerous. And to an extent, that was kind of a throw call, or just throw strat to actually like push his way forward and show that aggression towards a push of operators that not only have grenades, but there's two of them, so there can be a support of the clash taking the shield down to try to do that little Beyblade move to try to take care of the man that's closer to him. To try to take care of the man that's closest to him, but it doesn't matter because there's a support there. So seeing the clash actually fall back was probably the best move there, and sadly Jaeger could not continue on his little tear right there on the opposite side of the site. Sadly, he got one kill, sadly was traded off right off the bat and left in the hands of the clash with that SMG in hand, and could not pull it through, sadly.
It was also a super bold play from Cats as well, or Cat just kind of like swung out into the middle of construction, got one kill, and was like, oh, just go for another one and see what happens. And well, there was somebody waiting for him when he did it. It's a little bit rough right there, but now back down to Arsenal Church here, and it looks like they're bringing the castle again, and I can't help but wonder, do you think that they do that same setup down in Bar as Cat throws up those reinforcements on CCTV?
Probably not, because of the vertical play and how important it was, but it seems like it's something similar though, something very similar.
Yeah,
wait,
nope.
I mixed up the sites for a second. I thought it was upstairs. I'm like, okay, never mind. Yeah, this is entirely expected to see them stick to the same strat that they've done before, and they're probably going to be orienting their hold rather towards the dirt side a little bit more. You know, you gotta learn from your mistakes, and that definitely was one of them. So they gotta start watching that. Probably not as much as they should, but the audio call should be translating to the other teammates when that push actually becomes known, and then they should start rotating over to it. And communication is important, and hopefully they can start fixing that up soon.
Cordell just destroying the jukebox right there. Everyone's a critic, including Malusi. The Banshee music is apparently a lot better, I would say. Yaskell there, pushing in through Strip again. We've seen something similar before. The soft wall opening, just an exchange of unpleasantries between the two of them, but neither really establishing much of an advantage. You'll hear that ace charge going off as well. That'll just usher them into the top corridor here. They can push down from Master if they so chose. A flurry of drones out there as well. Cordell continuing to hold here in the bar area. Doesn't seem particularly fussed, and fortunately for Yaskell, they've taken a significant amount of damage, and they will have to just back out here. 2 minutes left on the clock, Car, and well, there's our first kill. Cat catches Turbo looking. Oh, and not another one as well. Matt Bonker gets taken down. Toys already losing some bodies here. Or no, Achieve, I'm sorry, is losing some bodies here, and that's going to be a bit rough for them, I would say, Car.
Yeah, definitely. And that hold that Cordell's doing right now is great. But oh no, Packer's down. That's gonna be that hard breach off the board. Matt Bonger's actually in a really decent hold right now. That pressure is being applied. Cat's gonna be finishing off Packer, leaving it down to the 2v5, and it could be the end of the attacking side, depending on how aggressive these attackers play.
Cat here holding now behind the master bed. Definitely, I think, it's got the audio cue of whoever's in there. Whoa, what are you doing, lad? Scuff didn't check the corner, didn't even see that one. Gets brought down, and Cat will finish it out in a beautiful, flawless round for Toys, who come alive here in round number 3.
Oh my gosh. I mean, the text is there. It was a flawless round. The defenders played it perfectly. The pressure that was being applied around the bar area to stop that Zofia from actually managing a push through that area to actually take more of that, not only vertical play, but just try to clear out those roamers. But I question the Nitro Cell opening up the wall, honestly, because not only is it a waste of utility, but that opened up a whole entire angle for her to be able to push through and get angles on other defenders, like flanking around and rotating. I don't like it, but I also do like it, because the fact that they did that means that he has a lot more pressure applied, and that Zofia cannot just like peek angles without worrying about another angle being peeked. It's like a crossfire, but with one person, and without any audio calls or visuals, then she will have no idea what's actually going on.
Yeah, to be fair, I think Cordell was showing us a pretty good example of kind of the roamers art down there in Bar, right? Like, it was pretty well executed, and That was part of it. In general, actually, I would say it's really interesting, or kind of nice for me at least, to see such an aggressive kind of roaming hold of that basement point. You usually, I feel like you don't see that one determined on the second floor in quite such a visceral way, but it certainly was there. And now they'll go over to gym bedroom. And what do you make of this site and its defense? Seems relatively standard, all things considered.
Well, it is the tertiary objective, so obviously they would rest on it once they won basement and upstairs CCTV, so they kind of just have to rest on it. And master or gym bedroom is not that bad. I like the map, or not the map, but the site. It's not that bad. It just depends on how you set up the site. And to be honest, since it's kind of a compact area, the defenders have a decent advantage because of, like, you got to actually get those flashbangs out. You need a lot more team communication compared to just running into sight and actually being able to be like, oh, okay, so I can frag every single person I see. No, there's going to be a lot of crossfire setup because of how compact it is. If it was spread out, then I'd understand it. But in this situation, it's not. So you got to actually have to watch out for how you're peeking, how you're pushing in. Oh my gosh, the aggression and how quickly they actually got that wall open is impressive. So already 2 minutes and 15 seconds counting down, and they already have that aggressive push coming through. The intel's already going out, and hopefully they can start clearing out these attackers faster than Achieve's been able, or Toys has been able to clear out the attackers last round.
Yeah, it is a fast attack, but it's Cordell who strikes early. As takes the kill there. Yasko will go down. Still, they've got the backdoor breach open. They're throwing in the last, I believe, of their Thatcher grenades right there and continuing to try and usher in the push from that direction. Still, Turbo holding tight up here on the logistics hatch. He does definitely want to drop. You can feel it. But he'll send to the drone first, as wise and sensible. It was waiting. Jello destroys it immediately. Now back, just covering the long angle down. Ooh. Don't like where he is, Scar. It's a bit of a risky spot. I didn't get a pick.
Yeah, Jello actually picking up a pick is actually going to be huge because of that vertical play. Oh, another one as well. That's going to be 3, and he's going to be going straight back to the other angle. He's thirsty for more. And you can tell that they want to peek the angle as well, and Cat's going to be dropped in and trade, and Scuff's going to be going through. But Jello finds a 4th. Could we see an ace from the defenders right now? And hopefully he can actually push through and persevere because Jello is on fire, and he's ready to find that last one. And hopefully the defenders actually allow him to pick up that final kill before the end of the round.
Oh, he wants it. He's hungry for it, you know. Oh, the shot's coming on Dolly. Poor Dolly here. Doesn't even know what to do. I don't even think he can come through the front door. Now it's Cordell who finishes him off.
I mean, I can respect it. There's no throwing. You don't want to actually be like, okay, Jello, get in there so you can lose your 25 HP operator. No, they played it safe. They played for the round win. They're not here to be able to set up and not try to clout gain over here. They're trying to play how they're supposed to play and try to get that tie up because currently it is a 2-2 scenario. But that hold by Jello, I loved it. The intel coming through, he countered it right off the bat so that he didn't have to worry about it. But with that intel off the board, the attackers then had to worry about it. The aggression that they have to show, they're peeking blindly. Once they lose that intel, the pressure is instantly being applied, and Jello flawlessly executed it. He expected when they were playing aggressive, and he pre-fired his way to the end of the round.
Very wise car indeed. I felt a little bit nervous when he was getting multiple kind of angles pushed down, but I defer to your superior analysis of the situation, my good man. You are 100% correct on that one. He did a spectacular job, like you said, of just clearing drones and whatnot as well. I just never really felt the pressure that I felt, which is why I'm not a, great siege player. So there we go. Anyway, throwing up the reinforcements here in CCTV and Cash Room once again. Jordan is coming out on the Clash one more time. I know you weren't the biggest fan, Car, but maybe they can make it work. Cordell coming out on the Pulse here as well. So maybe a little bit of a vertical play to be introduced to the situation from that particular op right there. They are forsaking the Jaeger here, actually, in favor of the Lamai.
I mean, as long as they do have that throwable denial. Yeah, as long as they have that throwable denial out, they're fine. But obviously, I probably would prefer a Jaeger over anything else. But you did see what strat they had before. Cat would be holding that construction side, threw a bunch of magnets up by the master doorway, and it held them off for quite a bit of the round. So it was obviously successful, so I wouldn't say really change anything up. It was just the gunfights that they lost and how aggressive they're really pushing. They weren't really communicating how the push was going down, so they didn't really have any rotates off of it. So, and like you said that I wasn't a huge fan of the Clash pick. I wouldn't say I'm against it. I would just say that I like the pick. I'm just sitting here like, really, you're on Clash right now? I mean, like, obviously Clash is an amazing operator, don't get me wrong, but you need that team coordination and teamwork to actually execute it flawlessly.
Well, Turbo is comfortably ensconced in logistics. Dolly is there as well. They have managed to open up CCTV, but then kind of a false opening there to a certain extent. They've left a body on it. It'll be Scuff waiting around. And you see Cordell now playing up blue stairs, just keeping an eye on Thermite there, the two SWAT operators, always close to one another. You thought about ripping the C4, and then
He wants to
thought
so
better of
bad.
it. He does. He really does.
You can
feel
tell
it.
he's sweating in his seat right now. Like, should I do this right now or will it throw? He's gonna fall. I respect that. I respect that Cordell actually fell off right there. I respect that he knows the priority. He's getting the pings, and that's where you should be throwing the nitro cell. The call out goes out. They actually moved right off the bat, so that's actually really well played that they actually do have that movement going through. Hopefully, he actually picks one up here, and he does. Hacker
well
off
done.
the board, but now they actually need to start making a rotate upstairs. That's the diffuser down, but that won't matter because Dally automatically picked it up. But they're not going to be playing as aggressive as I thought they would. The vertical play is actually going to be continuing from Matt, so you do expect a little bit more of an aggressive play to come through because they need to get that trade off as soon as they can.
Now both Goyos are down here, but Scuff just rolls out, and Cordell unfortunately caught there trying to do a little bit of a cheeky peeky on the outside edge, so no more pulse. The temptation was just too much. He got the C4 kill and he had to go for it, and unfortunately it did not work out. But now the pressure's starting to come in. Jordan is just waiting here. You see the pressure being applied. Oh, they knocked him, but Cat there to cover the teammates. Oh, and Matt Bonger is there as well, and now it's all retreat, and Matt Bonger cleans it up. Trust only your squad, illustrated perfectly.
Perfectly.
Right.
I like. Oh, did you see how he like let go of the
Yeah, look at
trigger
that
while he was
shooting.
moving?
Oh.
Oh, I like it. Oh, I like it.
Beautiful.
But
Beautiful
like I
stuff.
was mentioning, Clash needs to actually have that teamwork, and they definitely showed it that round compared to the last time they tried to run through with that strat. They actually had the Clash hold that barricade, call-outs were going off, and shocks were going through. The Sludge actually managed to get up close enough to be able to melee her and then try to shoot her up, dealing a significant amount of damage, bringing her almost down to like, what, 10 HP? And that could have been huge. I think the damage actually came from the construction doorway for whoever operator pushed through there with the diffuser in hand, but it was actually instantly dropped by whatever defender was supporting the Clash from before. So that's what you needed to see, and actually was executed perfectly that time, brought it down to, what was it, like a 1v4 situation, and what else can you say? Bring it down to a 1v4? They played the round correctly, and that's all you can really say about it.
It felt far more patient, to be honest, to a certain
100%.
extent. They let them come to them, whereas I think the last time we saw them run that defense, and there's nothing wrong with it necessarily, but they were playing to their opponent versus the other way around, I think, in that situation. It definitely worked out better for them there. But back down to basement now, we see those castles coming out one more time. Cat returns to the old haunts there to throw up the reinforcements on the outside of CCTV room, because is it really Clubhouse if you leave them unreinforced for any short amount of time?
Any reason.
And we'll see Cordell probably taking up that Holden bar again, which was a pleasure to watch, kind of the way it was executed last time, and I hope it's as good this time as well. Jello here on the Valkyrie, obviously great intel operator, strong op, great guns, all that jazz. And a good pick indeed. And Yaskell might actually change things up this time. We saw them enter through strip, I think, both the last two times. This time they're going to go straight up to master corridor by the looks of it, maybe coming through the jacuzzi here as we wait to get started. They've got the EMP grenade out as well, just to be sure, and then it'll be the ace that will be opening things up, so allowing them to push into master bedroom. Well, Cat will be waiting for them, the Mozzie there, not going to let them well, maybe actually going to let them have that room for free. He'll back out. Change Cordell. Oh, picked, dead, done. There will be no brave hold. Died, I believe, on the stairs.
It was through the window? Oh my gosh, he actually
awful.
managed to pick him up through the window, and I'm pretty sure it was on a rotate, so that's got to be devastating for the defensive side, and already a lot of damage dealt to Matt with no damage whatsoever for the attacking side. So they definitely got their trades going through, got their kills going through, and or not trades, but the defenders need to start picking up those trades very soon. They know that someone's currently sitting inside the CC area. Yaskell's waiting for the drone to go through. You saw the drone just go through until it's going out. They did just spot the Mozzie. Mozzie's just going to be leaving his teammate there for dead time. Hopefully he does actually come back, but it seems like the rotate is going to be committed. They're actually going to be falling off it completely. The pressure's still being applied. The pre-fire through the bullet hole. No, Cat goes through. Trade comes through from Turbo onto Matt. That damage is no longer going to be an issue, coming down to the 3v4 situation with 25 seconds remaining.
Dolly here playing on this top hatch, just takes a look down into the bar area. Doesn't really see anything like. Packer continuing with the drone here. 1 minute, 20 seconds on the clock, and Dolly more than happy to hold this hatch for at least a second more and drops down in. There won't be any contest here, I don't think. He's looking for feet, though. He finds him. Oh, he can't bring him down. No Jackal, no Feet Hunter here, but that's okay. Dolly was trying his level best. Packer now starts to push down the back stairs, droned in the entire way by Scuff. Scuff gives him a clear idea of what he is about to encounter there on his push down. Dolly now blowing a little bit of a hole in the floor, or somebody blew a hole in the floor right there. Not sure who the unfortunate individual was. The thermite charge will now go off, and that should, I believe, open up the hatch down into Armory as well. So the attack proceeding apace here. 40 seconds left on the clock. Cat now pushing in to blue. Jello continuing to hold hard in Arsenal, and Jordan basically backed all the way up into up against those freezers there. Oh, the shot's coming in on the vertical. Packer will get one. That's Jello. God looking, the Valkyrie wiped off the board. Dolly continuing to hard hold the moto hatch, looking for somebody, anybody, to walk across his gun line, but it's Packer again. The ace pushing forward here. The AK-12 in big, and the plant will go down. Cat here trapped basically in Arsenal. Does a couple of pumps there on the box, thinks about what he wants to do, and now maybe begins the idea of the attack. Flash is coming down, and nothing really stopping him here. I don't know if this is the strategy to win at the moment. Cavity's been droned out perhaps as well. Oh, the Mozzie here in a difficult position indeed. It would take an absolute magician. Can he channel the energy, the spirits, the chi? No, he cannot. Blown out by the door. And Packer with a good, solid cleanup. The ace player coming in big right there, Carr.
Yeah, I love to see that, especially from the hard breach player, the man that's his job is not to take any sort of gunfights, but he knew in that type of situation, time was counting down. They didn't have any control of the downstairs, and Packer took full advantage of the situation, said, we need to get down there. Brought that AK-12 with him, an absolute machine, machine, can just take down defenders like it's nothing. The damage that the thing does is a force to be reckoned with. So him walking downstairs, got kill for kill for kill, walked into sight, got another one, then got that plant down. So MVP of that round has to go to Packer, you know, and he actually managed to finish off the last kill as well, because the hold that he had, not too aggressive, but he did manage to hold a tight angle to actually get him into a position to where he had to watch multiple angles at once. And that last angle had to be him, the ace, sitting behind that little box area, and then he was ready for the kill to go through, and he actually did succeed in his favor.
Oh, ace. It's beautiful up there. Beautiful man with his AK-12 and his smokes. And
dude,
that's probably why they're taking him away.
Dude, yeah, dude, I'm so happy that they gave Ace Fuse's gun once he was released. I was so happy, because I'm sitting here, I'm like, Fuse is like, no one uses him because he's at 3 armor. His gadget is not really good on specific. Yeah, Chonky Boy is his gun, or not his gun, but his main gadget is not really effective on some maps. And you can't really blame people for saying that, because, I mean, some maps, yes, but mainly some sites, so people don't really use him as much. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, his gun's so good, though. Why can't they give it to someone else? And then they're just like, all right, here you go, Carr. Here's Ace with the AK-12. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you for just blessing me with my wishes. And then that's exactly what happened. Now he's the most picked hard breacher in the game now.
Yep, he is. He's by far and away, I think, the most picked hard breacher in the game, and he's a great op for so many reasons, which is why he's getting that little soft nerf. Anyway, back over to the actual match now. Yaskell stuck up here in the rafters, just kind of waiting, or catwalk, whatever you like to call it. Cordell is on the roof, and as you eyes have probably seen already, you swift-eyed viewers, you Toys now on the attack, Achieve on the defense. So we'll see what they muster on their end of things. 3-3, Carr. It's not the worst or best place to be, but the door's opening here, and the attack kind of building a little bit slowly at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. And with these shots going out towards the red stairs, they're trying to show that, hey, if you peek this angle, I don't want you to be alive, or like you're not going to be alive any longer if you actually peek this angle. Yeah, it's a threat. He's shooting, he's pre-firing, saying, hey, we're watching this angle. I don't suggest peeking it. I do not suggest peeking it, or you're probably going to be losing your head in the process. But I don't blame him, actually, for not peeking it, because the smoke needs to keep those canisters. And Cordell, the aggression coming through, ran straight through that ass charge. Actually noticing the Valk camera as well. I don't know if that was a drone going in to spot that out or not, but either way, well done to actually take care of that intel. That's going to be that information that they actually need, and there's going to be a ping as well. He actually caught his death on camera. Packer's going to take him out with the nitro cell, and that's funny because Ace actually had a camera ready to see what the Valkyrie was doing. He saw her throw the nitro cell, then ran downstairs to intercept, and sadly did not have enough time because he saw him throw the nitro cell at his feet, blew him up right then and there, and then that's going to be that hard breacher off the board already, but they already do have the wall open, so not going to be too much of an issue, but they just need to start working about clearing off those roamers and that vertical play because they still have a nitro cell in the hands of the defenders right now.
They do, and those health bars starting to drop just a little bit here. Packer and Cordell occasionally on either side of a wall down here in basement. Are we playing CCTV? I don't know. Cordell fires up towards blue stairs there, secret stairs, whatever you like to call them, and now Cordell will rotate towards oil pit. Back up on top, a mighty fight going in on garage here, but it's Jarden who dies early on. Yaskell still up here, still not been shifted from this catwalk. More than happy to play off of it. Goes for a prone peek here, and 30 seconds left on the clock. So if you're gonna make a move, you got to shift the leg. Now would be the time. You hear a flurry of gunfire, but again, Yaskell just trying to deny anyone entrance through the door, and it's Turbo who strikes. Cat is taken down now. There it is. Yaskell, patient hunter is the Jaeger. He gets one. Matt Bonger goes down. Now Cordell, though, charges into the site, but oh, as is the fate of many an Ash who goes yeeting in, he is yeeted right back out.
Yeah, I have a couple of notes for the first attacking round, I guess you can say.
He's got notes.
I got notes,
Run.
boys, and it's all in my head. You guys get ready for this right now. No, I'm just kidding. But that was horrible. Like the intel went out, there's aggression, they got that map control that they needed in specific parts, but once they got that map control, they did not capitalize on it. They did not send any intel to actually try to take care of any defenders showing any sort of aggression. And you said that Jaeger was still laying prone up near the rafter area. I can't blame them because their job is to waste their time as much as they possibly can. They need to apply that pressure. It was already at 25 seconds. And there was still no one deciding to push in. There was 2 supports on that garage doorway. There was someone on rafters, and there's someone sitting around the lounge area ready for him to push in. They were not winning that crossfire gunfight. Whoever was rushing in there, I think it was the Zofia maybe, they're not winning that. And they actually lost their life to the reinforcement that they left just unattended because someone managed to run out and take care of the person on the garage door because the calls are being given out by the Jaeger. So they ran out and through the breach that should have been watched by any other attacker, but they rotated off of it because they were all dropping like flies to the gunfights.
Yeah, it was a very kind of non-committal attack on garage, I guess you could say. Like they sort of committed, but then they never really fully went in and tried to finish it off. And I think we kind of saw, I mean, that pretty well illustrated, like you said. Now back over to gym bedroom here will be the secondary site of choice. So forsaking the basement, at least for now. You know, nothing too shocking here, except for maybe the frost. But again, if there's any point, right, that frost gets truck on car, I feel like it's gym bedroom. People seem to love her here.
Oh yeah, 100%. And it definitely slows them down. It's not, to an extent, can be used for an intel because the audio call, not downing them, but they have to shoot them if they actually want to get through the doorway. So they hear the gunshots, okay, they're making a push to this side, they took care of the frost map, means that they're getting ready to enter that doorway. Get people over there, get a rotate going, give out that communication. You got to communicate to your teammates. That's the point of the entire game. And speaking of communication, you can tell that the intel going through right now to Cordell is pretty flawless because he managed to walk up to garage, already has control of the Raptor side with 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining, and now has to deal with Packer and Dally sitting around the CC and Red Stair area, trying to take care of that shield as soon as he possibly can, and hopefully can get him flushed downstairs. But he will be rotating back to CC, maybe, but he already has control of the CC area, or Cash rather, sorry, my bad, but Packer needs to actually make a rotate through to be able to join up with his buddy, get a crossfire going so they can actually thoroughly hold this angle properly until they take care of that shield. That's exactly what happens.
As is so often the case on Gym Bedroom, the fighting concentrated around CCTV and Cash. You hear the furious exchange of gunfire right there. Cordell peeling back out into the garage, just goes for the quick check of the drone. Now we're on Turbo here. The Valkyrie playing underneath, trying to move up, but it's Dolly who dies early. Jello getting the pick there. Packer loses about half their life as well. Yaskell now falling back into the master bedroom, and that means they probably are going to cede control there of Cash Room finally. It was a brutal fight to take it, but still a minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. Matt Bonger now thinking about checking some windows as Jello just continues their push in. They've got good coverage here. Packer trying to play out a logistics. Oh, wow, look at that. Nice little swing and a nice little kill, all collected quite easily. And meanwhile, in the jacuzzi wall, they still try and fight, but they've got it open. Jarden just, I think, struggling to maybe make meat here as he goes in. Yaskell hold it up as well. Bonger still holding on the window as well. Cordell all the way down in bar, as is an Ashley's want to just go everywhere and anywhere, but Turbo takes the peek and takes Jordan. Oh, Lord. Out on the balcony as well, but he's met by Cordell coming up the stairs. It will not go unanswered. 3-3 now. Similar health differentials in general across the board here as well. Oh, Matt Bonger takes some meaty shots. Packer now rotating in behind the Jaeger. Oh, difficult sightline. Cordell does get one, but scuff there to finish it off. And the Ash, again, not able to clean it up at the bitter end.
Gosh, dude, I have so much respect. Oh, yeah, right there, that kill cam you saw. Oof. I have so much respect for SAS defending mains. I love mute players and I love smoke players. I have so much respect for them because not only do they have to deal with that close range gunfights when it comes to that SAS shotgun, when they do switch to the SMG-11, they need to have that recoil control. And the SMG-11 is one of the harder guns to actually try to control in this game. So to see someone actually flawlessly be able to use that gun, get kills, just hold off doorways, hold off entry points with the smoke grenades, stop intel to come through with the mute jammers. To be able to successfully do your job and frag out, it just shows me that you are a successful and really well-rounded player. And to see a smoke get a kill and just like be able to just be flexible in that type of situation, switch from the SMG-11, got the kill through the wall, got that done, then he heard the audio call come out, switched to the shotgun as soon as he heard it, bang, took Cordell off the list, and that was a beautiful double kill to actually finish off that round. You got to give props to Packer right there. Doing it again, actually. Not only hard support on on attack, but also on defense. He can play smoke beautifully. He can play ace beautifully. That's why I have so much respect for Packer right now, because he can actually flex around those roles.
Yeah, very true indeed. That was great. That was a great love letter to SAS defenders. I think a lot of they're all really appreciative right now, and I feel it in my soul. As somebody who likes playing as mute, I feel you. I wish I could use that SMG-11, but my old man hands deny me a simple pleasure. I get the shotgun though. That's always it. Most satisfying. One of the most satisfying kills of the game is the Mossberg just big blast. Anyway,
oh yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Correct.
Speaking of Mossberg.
Yeah.
Oh
dude,
yeah. Go ahead.
If you ever hear me cast any game, like any match, any map, any league, I will mention how much I love the SAS shotgun. I love this gun.
Beautiful gun.
It's a glorious gun, and people that use it, I love them as well. So anyone here that mutes these, that mains these British operators, I love every single one of you. Everyone else, but you know, I still have some love for you, but I'm mainly picking out these specific players.
This is high praise from Car.
High praise.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Anyway, Matt Bonger now just doing a little bit of drone checking here. Will decide to push down the blue stairs, the back stairs. Takes a little look-see. He doesn't really see anything. Yaskell, I think, might be waiting for them down there. So a nasty surprise perhaps in the work. Cordell, meanwhile, up in the kitchen, doing a little bit of aggressive remodeling. Kitchen remodeling, all the rage these days. Cordell is no exception. Got another breach charge there, down on the floor, just opening up those vertical holes to play down into Church Arsenal, and we'll see what they can do with those openings, and genuinely actually not a lot. They've got a lot of openings and very little kills as a result. Kaid there doing a continued good job of just kind of tricking that in and out to hold on to that, and he did a great job destroying that ace charge there. You feel that denial in your heart, don't you, Car? I just felt that one.
Yeah, dude. I'm just like, it's that little panic, like, do I get it? Do I get it? And then boom, you got it, and you feel so good. You feel so good. He just got it again, got it off. The thatch grenades are wasted, and they have to make a push towards the main stairs now to take care of Dally as soon as they can, because they know they're there. And it seems like Dally's gonna be falling off the angle as well, so he knows what he should be doing, holding back a little bit more defensive, has the support of the mute right there, and a little bit more of a vertical play coming from the kitchen area, but they will start all ganging up on that main stair area, and they need to be aware of this right now.
Yeah, and there it is, and they should know that this is coming, right? They've got fair warning of it. Dolly actually going to throw the claw in, but the fight down in blue right now. Cordell and Matt Bonger get one, Jello gets another, and they'll start the plan here. Jordan was quick to follow up and get it down. Dolly now trying to push back on. Dolly, the man, does everything. He juggles, he tricks, he shoots people with a shotgun. What more can he do? Jello picks up the diffuser there and goes in for it, but can Dolly clutch that last trick? So hard to pull off. The Kaid tries to push up. He does. He gets Jello. Can he finish it? Right behind those boxes, man. You can do it. Dolly looks.
No.
Sees. No. Oh. Dreams to nightmares, but he was so close. So well done, Car. Beautiful stuff from Kali, even if he can't bring it down at the end, and a solid hold there by Matt Bonger.
It makes me so upset. He caught 2 other angles of the Zofia before the Zofia even knew that he was taking that angle. And he totally could have won that if played correctly and if the timing was in his favor, but sadly, it was not. And I'm pretty sure there was a deployable shield to help out the Zofia from the main hallway anyways. So it was not a good position for the Kaid, but the amount of kills that were coming up from Dally, it was flawless. The timing and setup took care of the Ash, peeked around, saw that there was a Thermite trying to set down the diffuser, took care of the situation right then and there. And then there was another one trying to get the diffuser down, as you mentioned, took care of them as soon as they got off of it, and then left it down to that 1v1. Sadly, could not bring it home, but you know, the effort was still there. Good awareness, good like coordination of his own body. He could actually move around. He actually managed to get that movement down to the point where it was very difficult, and the timing was flawless. Besides that one situation with the Zofia, and you know, your luck can't last forever, and that is exact representation of it.
Yep, there's always that one situation, unfortunately.
Yeah, right.
But it was a valiant effort nonetheless. And it's always interesting because Thermite does get banned so much, that almost 80% ban rate. We really are not Thermite, Thatcher. What am I saying? My TH noise is getting confused right there. But because Thatcher does get banned so much, we rarely kind of see that mini game that kind of develops. And there we go.
Yeah, okay, we're going to be going up to the CC this time. And I'm pretty sure the last time that we were here, it was a bloodbath of attackers. And depending if Toys actually does manage to pick up their play and know that they need to take advantage of the angles that they've been given, got to take advantage of whatever defenders that they, like, try to flush them out. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, it's like herding sheep to an extent. If you herd them back to site, try to move their way back over there, the best of their ability, that's successful. If you take care of the roamer, that's even better. That's their goal. They cannot have them waste their time. That pressure being applied, they need to start making their way around it. It's a big puzzle that you need to figure your way around, and whoever does it the fastest is obviously the superior team. Achieve has been playing defense pretty well so far. Toys did pretty well when it came to their side, but now we are currently working off of Achieve. So we got to start seeing how they defend. It seems like they actually did get the wall open with only 2 attackers outside that wall. There's actually going to be 1 person all the way in spawn, and that's probably what they actually did plan out to actually watch that wall, because the run out last time was not too hot in the attacking side favor, and you can tell that Dally's waiting. He's itching for a kill right now. He's like, okay, where are they at? Come on, get that aggression going. Minute 50 right now, so they have plenty of time to get those drones in, but you know Dally's ready for a gunfight.
He's got it. His penance. He's got to do his penance for failing to clutch it out at the end. You know how it is with these things. But anyway, Jordan here playing on that rappel, just checking the CCTV room balcony. He's got the shield clearly marked, so they know Cordell on the other side now in construction as well. And it's just gonna be a bit of a slow creep here. Belly down, trying to sneak around a little slippery snake. Jello on the other side of construction, taking a look in as well. So they've got the bodies in the positions they would like them to be, and that will maybe initiate things here. Turbo just unleashes a clip there, a magazine I should say, to see if they can get anyone down, but it will not happen. Turbo caught looking. Oh, Cat, you monster. Off the back window of CCTV, just annihilates him. Jello here very low on health, playing out of construction. This is not somewhere I would like to be. Cordell is there with him as well. They'll throw that Ash charge and just blow that, and maybe gives them a little bit of a rotation, but Matt Bonger gets 1. That'll be Dolly who gets taken down. The shot's coming fast and furious now. Jarden gets another one. Jarden actually pushing into the site. Cordell. Whoa, what a clean execution. All of a sudden, everybody was dead.
I think they're listening to me right now, saying they need to start cleaning up their play, and that's exactly what they did. You saw the text. That was a flawless round right there. That's the exact opposite of what happened the first time around. So I'm happy to see that they cleaned that up. They actually went frag for frag for frag. You can tell they're warmed up on attack right now. They adapted to the defensive plays that they saw coming out of them, and then now they're executing perfectly. So to see those kills come out, they went for kill for kill for kill. I didn't really catch the timer, but I did notice that they went flawless on that push, and they actually did manage to clear site like it was nothing. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they only had, like, what, 2 defenders sitting around site, 1 in cash, 1 near red stairs, which is technically soft roaming.
Yeah, I think you're correct. It was very well executed. Toys is definitely picking it up right there at finding maybe their inner reserve to build up after that last attack on the CCTV cash, but no hesitation at all. Maybe it was your motivation, your motivational talk right there. It's got them.
Where I trash talk them for like the entire set of a prep phase, and they heard it through. Yeah, they're string snapping real quick.
Applying the lash of your tongue right there and getting them moving. was what it was. It looked like to me. That's fine.
Yeah, it's not
As we get-
toxic. It's not toxic. It's constructive criticism. Listen
Honesty.
here. It's honesty.
Honesty. Honesty is the best policy.
Best policy. Let's go.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, back at it now, down to Church Arsenal again, and nothing too surprising on this setup. Dolly back to the stomping grounds. What's another 3K if he can manage it? They'll throw out the defenses on the hatches there as per, and he did a great job juggling last time. We'll see if he can kind of do that now. Meanwhile, the attackers, nothing, I don't think anything too exciting to write home about. I imagine this will be a very similar sort of attack and defense. It's so interesting to see the way that Achieve play this as opposed to the way that Choice plays this car with that really aggressive roamers. Meanwhile, Achieve is much more, I feel like, conservative / traditional in their approach here.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that one. And there's definitely, I like the aggression from Cordell, but to an extent, I kind of don't like it because there could be an angle, and unless he drones it out and I'm just not noticing it, the drones going through, I'm not catching. So when we switch over to Cordell, all I see is just a man pushing to site, opening a barricade, and then running straight in. Intel or not, that's to an extent very dangerous because how fast someone can really rotate, depending if you actually cleared off an entire area with one singular drone, there's a chance that whatever entry point or whatever flank position that you droned out, that's not going to stay droned out the entire time. There's like a little timer that it has, and that timer can be very small depending on the timing. So to see Cordell just run in like that without an ADS, just holding down the shift key and then just not stopping, I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm not a huge fan of the very aggressive play, but you can tell right here, Cordell, Jello's already inside, so I can understand that he's running all the way through. Jarden and then the Thatcher over here, they already have control, so I can understand that run-in. But any other run-in that he's had so far, I've been entirely against. But speaking of the vertical player on the bar area, Dally actually did fail to trick it this time. The Thatcher was successful in trying to take care of it and actually deny those Kai charges. So they do have that vertical play open. Minute 20 counting down, and now they just have to worry about how they execute these angles. Flashbangs in hand, question mark. They only have it in the thermite, and they also have the smoke grenades in hand as well. So they could execute site well, pretty fluently if actually played correctly.
Yeah, Cordell rotating back to the moto hatch there, and you can see Jarden is droning it out right now. The Thatcher there allowing them to get past that mute jammer actually on the door, whether by intention or by luck. You see the push coming down for the red stairs as well, so that'll be another angle. They'll actually rotate back up here, and a little bit of hesitation in exactly how they want to address this. Jello now taking a look. There is that hard hatch there. Ace will go ahead and blow that one wide open. The impact trick, is it fast enough? No, it is not. The kitchen hatch open now, so both Moto and kitchen open, but Turbo shoots from below. Jordan gets taken down. Jello goes down as well. Packer was waiting with the shotgun. Matt Bonger tries to push in, and Yaskell is waiting there as well, and it's a flawless round on the other side. Back and forth, these two teams go, Car.
Oh, yeah, and you could definitely tell, like, hey, that flawless round, that was a fluke. That is not going to decide the entire match. What are you saying? I'm going to come back even harder than was before, and I'm going to show you that did not matter whatsoever. I love to see that type of play. And was that Turbo that actually got a melee off while running through the blue stairs area? Misclick? Or not Turbo. It was Matt, I think. No, it was Matt. And was that a bit of a misclick? And like, did he like fat finger over towards his melee button mid gunfight or mid spray down? And obviously the timing worked in the favor of the defensive side because as soon as that happened, peeked into it, took him down. There was actually a little bit of a decent hold when it came to the right hand side, but I don't think it really lasted very long. So that was well played. I can definitely say that, you know, Matt Bonger's switching off his melee key right now to the opposite side of the keyboard, so you know he's probably kicking himself for that one. But hopefully they do actually come back a little bit simpler this time. But it is match point, so Toys needs to actually start picking up for a round, not only one round, but it actually will have to go to overtime. So that's going to be a very long match if they do manage to pick up this last and final round to bring it to that overtime.
Indeed. Unfortunately, I've been informed that I am running a little bit behind, so I do apologize if that is the case.
All right, well, just resync and it shouldn't be too much. Just resync and it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Just like look at the live stream on Discord, and you should be able to get it off. But yeah, I do like it is on CC this time, but I'm still waiting to see if they can actually pull off a round as good as they did play on from Toys. And when it came to the attackers, they had the very poorly played round when it came to open up that reinforcement on the CC wall. They actually did manage to get a run out kill from it because of them not really having any sort of support or someone watching that angle. There's a lot of kills going in the favor of the defensive side because of the lack of support from any of the attacking operators that round. And then the second time around, they went flawless. You saw the letters yourself. They went flawless. The giant bold yellow letters just pop up, showing that these attackers were not messing around. They got pick for pick for pick, an absolutely flawless execute. And speaking of flawless execute, that's going to be the thermite charge already off, and I don't think they even had any plans of trying to trick it yet. As you can see, there's not a single wall denial whatsoever, so they're ready for a gunfight. They have the smoke grenade to deny any sort of entry, deny any sort of the default plant, so they are ready for any sort of push from that wall. So even without any sort of wall denial, they are ready for a gunfight.
They are. Cordell kind of just blowing some things open here, trying to get those openings in. Jello here, they've got pretty good control of Master right now, so this gives them the opportunity to push in as easy as you please. I say that, and Cordell gets a pick right off the gate. Turbo goes down. And just a shredding of gunfire.
I think you're a little ahead right now because
good God, I cannot pull this down. I am time traveling, my man. I am all over the place, and indeed I am. So I'm gonna look at a different.
I got you, buddy, for now. But yeah, with Turbo off the board, that is going to be that my hold around the construction area already down. Cordell, you know that flawless kill is going to be pretty impactful. But now the smoke is that next line of defense that they actually need to hold off that construction push. They do have that vertical. Oh, I was going to say the vertical play is going to be coming out. The Valkyrie could throw that C4. Dealt so much damage to Jello. Now, Jello needs to be careful of how he's going to be pushing through, but Packer is going to be answered. That's going to be Cat taking him off the board when it comes to that flank all the way around to the red stair area. But with that very small amount of HP coming from Jello, that could be dangerous. Cat going on an absolute tear, picking up Dally in the process. Matt's going to be adding on to the fun, taking care of Yaskell, and Scuff is ready to take care of any sort of trades coming through. Scuff is the only man, one man left. There's going to be a defuse going down around the wall on the left-hand side, but it won't matter. Can't watch all angles at once. Jarden's going to be the one to take care of Scuff and could have taken care of him from behind. Even though the wub, that Banshee going off right there, did not matter. He still didn't get the audio call, and sadly, Smoke could not actually finish off that 1v4 scenario.
Sadly.
Sadly.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. It's a bit of a desperation thing as well, but there
I wanted
you go.
To see it. I wanted to see the comeback, man.
You want to see it. We all wanted to see it, but you know, if wishes were fishes, the sea would be full, as they say, and it is definitely not. Overfishing, a big problem, actually. Look it up. Anyway, back to the match here. I think I'm not going to go on a diatribe about overfishing here in the middle of the Rainbow Six Spawns, Jess. I feel like people would be most unhappy with me, but we don't need that. But anyway. Back to the match here. I think I am in the right time frame now. My time traveling journey has ended, so I hope that is the case as we get ready to get started here in overtime. And you can see the setup already kind of coming out. They'll start on Arsenal room here. Again, the interesting change that I see here is an Iana being brought out by Cordell, who has up until this point in time kind of been the hard Ash.
Oh yes, I love Iana. Probably the best solo operator in the game. I was just mentioning how Cordell needed. I would say it's one of the best. I can say that there's better ones, but she's one of the best. I can say that right now, because her entire arsenal works around the fact that she can be a solo operator. Main gadget, her own intel. It's unlimited, obviously limited by the timer in the round, but it's an unlimited recharge until she can't anymore, until she's dead or the round's over. That's what I love about that, because she can just throw herself in without having to risk her life. She has the grenades in hand, those long-range nades to take care of any sort of utility that they need to take care of, burn ADSs. She also brings the Gon 6, which I probably would not bring with the grenades, but either way, she has two forms of grenades to take care of that utility and or burn that ADS. Her primary guns, she brings the ARX that Nomad brings, a flawless gun. I love using it. I love Iana. I use her all the time. I don't really use I think it's the G36C. I could be incorrect there with the numbers. Yeah. The G36C, the new gun that has or not new gun, but it has been buffed. Yeah, it's been buffed recently, and that's the reason why Cordell is currently running it right now. So to see Cordell opt towards running the Iana instead of the Ash, I'm in love with that decision. Not only that, but she brings the G3 out that Ash brings out. So it they have that connection, and I can understand why Cordell brings that out as well.
Yeah, she's become much more, I think, popular of late, just because of the ability to use so many explosives as well. It is very valuable indeed. And of course, like you said, great intel gathering op, really, at the end of the day. You see the attempt by the Thermite there to blow the Moto hatch, and it will go easy as you please. Cordell now checks down there. Speaking of the devil, and they will appear, at least in this case, the devil being an albino Russian woman. Or Dutch. Is she Dutch? I can't remember.
I don't
Jello.
know. I don't know her nationality.
Well, there you go. Jello pushing down the stairs there. Go ahead and drone it out confidently and clearly. We'll wait for the opportunity to push in as more explosions will usher the Ace's arrival down at the bottom. Cat just trying to get this angle down so they can cover this hallway. They do have a good reason for doing that, and the Melusi is sitting right there. That might very well be the reason indeed, not just for the pure verticality of it. There's a mute chamber here in the hallway as well, but Cat will manage to get a drone into Armory, and there is some valuable intel if ever I saw it, until he hooked it behind the pallet. There we go. It's a much clearer picture right there. I was a bit worried for a second. The fall back there. Matt Bonger does get one. Yaskell, thought looking in blue, will be brought down. Jarden now going ahead and open the wall just straight into Church, the long wall. That should give them a good opportunity to push in. Jarden now on the angle, entering through the Moto door. Scuff here, backed up in the corner. Dolly trying to play out the blue, gets shot in the back. Oh, why would you turn your back to the big opening? Cordell is there. Packer goes down as well. Oh, they're both cleared right there. Now it's just a matter of people falling. Even as I say that, though, what's this? Scuff Turbo pushing it right back. Oh, the aggressive play from Jarden, and he's met by Scuff, and now the bitter end. The 1v1. Scuff on an absolute slender margin of health. Can the mute clear it out? Cat's actually just going to go ahead and go for the plant. Why not? Scuff pushes forward. The plant's going to come down. The C4 comes rolling out. Does he get it? He does not. Scuff finishes him off. What a shot, Car!
Was it a pre-fire? Was it a pre-fire, or was that just a pure reaction time of a pixel? Because I didn't catch it. I
think that was a pure reaction time of a pixel, my man. That was a shot and a half.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, that was very even. The trades going off, both teams played pretty flawlessly. The wall opened up, got the diffuser down. There wasn't really much of an issue with that round, besides the fact that they allowed that flank to come through, and not really the flank, but just the defenders managed to pick off these kills, and they found what weaknesses the attackers had in that push, and they took it fully advantage of the situation. They went for kill, for kill, for kill. It was Turbo, and who was the other person that went hand for? I think it was Turbo and Dally that went hand for hand on those kills. Yeah, and they went ham. They picked up 3 kills. You saw that Jarden came up, got a kill of his own, instantly traded off. It just shows of how well they can get these trades off. The communication, the gun skill, the awareness, the position that they've had in these gunfights. It was well done. And at the end of it, the defenders, I feel personally, kind of were on top in that situation because of the fact that the diffuser wasn't even down yet, and it was a 1v1 situation to where the Thatcher had to stick it. And it didn't matter anyway, because Jello was like, okay, is that a pixel I see? Let me just tap that real quick. Gone out of the round, got the defuse easily. And it just shows that these defenders, flawless. I don't want to say it was flawless because they were still alive. There was not a single person alive besides one, but the entire execution to get those trades through, beautifully done. That's what I can say. It's not flawless. I could say it was beautifully done.
Yeah, I would agree with you. It was beautifully done. And I mean, that gun play at the end is just, that's the kind of stuff dreams are made of, really, right there. Spectacular kill. Really love to see it. And, well, now back up the stairs. 6-7 is the score achieved, taking that slight advantage, but not really by much. The slenderest of margins, and now they are on the attack, and you'll see Jarden coming out on that clash again. So this is something that we've seen a couple of times tonight. One successful use. Oh no, Cordell!
No.
He got caught up in the hunt. He wanted the drone so bad that he walked right into the gun site. Oh no. I felt that. I felt the pain of that one right in my soul. Sometimes you just get focused on one task and then you get caught out. And Matt Bonger is down here as well, trying to play out, and he will run back to some semblance of cover. 3 defenders there, kind of circling the wagons. Jarden, Jello, and I believe it was Cat up there on the Wamai. Matt Bonger still on the low ground. Jello here on that soft roam, as you said, just checking and looking. But this is an aggressive garage push coming out here, Carr. No hesitation at all on the side of the attackers.
Yeah, 100%. And Matt it needs to get that rotate off right now to help out his defending teammates so he can actually get a proper hold when it comes to that CC side. Because if they're making that push from the CC side, you know where the plant's going to go. It's going to go default. And in my opinion, Jello should be going below and getting Nitrocell ready for the audio call to come out. And if he doesn't do that, then that could be the round if it's not played correctly. Packer is a force to be reckoned with. He's a really good ace player. So if they keep him on the board and don't actually pay attention to that vertical play from the Nitrocell, oh yeah, as you can see right now, the defuse is going down. The run out is not successful because the Claymore and Turbo managed to take down Jello anyway. So sadly, the round's going to be ended with another flawless round as well. Scuff took down Jard and then Turbo followed up as well onto Cat. And I was going to say Jello needed to stay downstairs and play that defensive play while that diffuser was going down. But sadly, they were ready for it. And Jello did not play as safe as I thought they would. But Achieve will come out on top, winning it with that 2-round deficit, actually 8-6. And I was kind of hoping that the overtime is kind of sped up because I wanted to see the next map go through onto Villa, and that's exactly what we got. So I'm happy to see that actually go through.
That was spectacular. Actually, it's very enjoyable siege to watch. These two teams are right at it, one another, neck and neck, all the way through. And you do love to see it, Car. You really do. But we're gonna be right back with the next exciting installment. Car's excited. I'm excited. It'll be Villa. And
Oh yeah.
we'll be right back after this break.
You introduce.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Solar Fair Competitive League. I'm Corbeck, joined here by Caro, and we had an exciting match. Kind of came down to the wire there, the overtime, an 8-6 win for Achieve at the end of the day. And any sort of summary thoughts right there, Car, before we move on and look ahead, or maybe even look at
Oh
some stats?
gosh.
I don't know. It's exciting.
Yeah, it was pretty even. I can definitely say that they play on a similar level because of how even it was. They alternated rounds when they played flawlessly. There's rounds where they didn't lose a single life when it came to, I think majority of the time it was on the defensive side. Not entirely sure about that one, but it could have been even. I don't know. But there was like two times where Chi picked up a flawless. There was like one or maybe two times when they actually did pick up a kill, or not a kill, but a flawless round when it came to toys. And it was just everywhere. I feel like there were some questionable plays, and then there was really like successful, and you got to take note plays like where you're like, oh, I got to write that down. This man just flawlessly executed whatever plan he had going through. So, and I find it funny as well because Packer, the man that I've been praising this whole time for being a really well-rounded player, in chat before this said, I haven't been having a good match. So I'm just like, if that's what he's saying, then I'm ready to be amazed. I'm ready to see something come out of this match. You better start picking it up. But I do want to take a look at the stats real quick. So at one point, if we could pull that up very soon, and here we go. We are going to see it's the KDs are pretty oh, that's kill per round. I was gonna say, I'm like, that cannot be right whatsoever. I was gonna say
No, no,
there's
no, no, no,
no way
no.
that's right. I was gonna say, okay, but yeah, okay, we do have a three players going double digits when it comes to that is going to be Achieve. That's going to be three people in the double digits. Scuff is actually been going off. It's going to be 3 kills above the other two double digit players. We're going to have Cat and Cordell. Cordell is entirely expected. That man has been playing very aggressive out of his mind.
Yes.
And the 0.86 kills per round, or kill rate per round, is expected as well. Cat is up there as well. I'm not surprised in the slightest. Jarden has been playing that hard breach, so I can't really call him out for that. But then if you look at Packer up top, that man is close to even. He's been playing that hard breach and hard support all around. So yeah, everything you see right now is pretty much expected. I did whenever I do look at this, there's not really anything that I'm quite surprised about. Anything
Yeah.
that you have to say about it, Corbeck?
In defense of Jarden, he was also playing Clash for at least
That is true.
3 or 4
That is
rounds.
true.
And I mean, she's great and all, but she's not exactly known for her fragging. So, yeah,
Yeah, the
might
time waster.
explain it. I do appreciate that 0.93 KPR for Scuff, though. Mighty with a 13-7 KD as well is nothing to scoff at right there. But stats are great and all, and it's, yeah, I think it tells us the tale of the tape at least a little bit, which I always appreciate. But let's go ahead and move on to our next map, Villa. I know the players are fearsome and ready to go, chomping at the bit to get this one going. And maybe we see Packer in his true form, the weighted clothes come off or whatever he's holding back on here, because it was a bad round for him. Just thinking of that. Did he get 4K? I swear to God, he got a 4K at one point in time.
I
Maybe 3K.
I think
Look
that was
back at
Dally that did that.
ridiculous notes.
I think that was actually Dally that pulled off that like amazing like spree of kills
That
in
was
one
the
round.
3K. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
really
and
well done.
I find it funny because that entire side of Achieve has been like that single man team that managed to just like carry through a round. So I find that amazing. But we're gonna be jumping straight into the match once again. It's gonna be Villa. I like I mentioned, I love Villa, and obviously we have contrasting opinions right now. So I don't wanna get on your bad side right now, but that is my opinion on it. So coming to the bans, I do expect a hard breach, even though there's not a single bit of hard breach outside the building. So it's kind of a dangerous game. You need that support when it comes to the attackers. So I would expect
Right.
an ace ban right now. If anything, an ace. No, okay, a Thatcher's expected as well. I was going to mention a Thatcher, but the reason why I say ace is because ace is like the fragging hard breacher. His gun's amazing.
Yes.
And not only that, but when he throws his hard breach, he just throws it and can get right back to gunning. He can wait for it to go off himself, but they don't opt towards it. They go for the Nomad ban. I mean, that's understandable, but I'd expect a little bit more of the bans to go through from the hard breach side, but I'm surprised right now.
I'm 100% surprised, just as surprised as you are. I feel like Ace is a very standard ban on Villa in particular. As you said, he is the best kind of ranged hard breacher in the game. Valkyrie getting taken out, that doesn't surprise me at all, to be fair. She's very, very good op, and there are tons of little hidey holes for black eye cameras on this map. So just don't have to deal with that. I think everybody would probably feel a little bit more comfortable. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Mira here. Mira is often one who gets, there she is. She often gets taken out here, and that's not surprising at all. She does, I think, have the highest ban rate next to Thatcher across all ops. So Thatcher had his brief moment in the sun there, Car, and he was sent immediately back to the
there's
pit.
your fun. Your time's
Yeah,
up, buddy.
you had him for a map, and that's it, just one. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, as they say.
Yeah, right. It's like Thatcher. Yeah, I know you had your fun. Now back in the corner, and you'll wait next time for your like 0.5% chance of you coming back into the game.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hit.
It's fun. It's funny because every single one of the operator bands, or not every single one besides one, besides that being the Mira, is one of my mains. So not being to seeing every single one go off just shows of how important those operators are. But no, I can understand the Nomad. I can understand the Valkyrie. I can understand the Thatch. I can understand the Mira. Not a single one of these surprised me. Actually, it's funny enough. I was casting for NECC the other day, and I saw a Vigil band come out from competitive play. I saw a Vigil band come out, which was expected to be a target ban, which is understandable as well, but there's so many other operators to be played, like a Malusi or any other like decent roamer that can run at a 3 speed. Then I saw something like that, but when coming from this match, these people are, I don't want to say competent because it makes me sound like I'm talking down to the other team, but these players are competent in their bans. And to see like the Mira's horrible. Like I don't want to say horrible, but a force to be reckoned with. She's the full arsenal of a defensive operator into one. You can't really deal against like a good Mira player, especially with support.
She's a game changer. I mean, she actually changes the way in which you have to play the game, and that's one of the reasons why I think we see her banned so often. Besides her, as you said, full kit, shotgun, good SMG. A little bit of a cheeky effort there by Turbo, ran out a window, trying to get one coming up to master bedroom, but discretion the better part of valor right there. The Malusi is gone. Off like a shot all the way back over to the other side of the map.
That's why you love the 3-speed, bro.
3 speeds, man. I was just gonna say how fast they go. Just runs out and gets plenty clear.
Yeah, I like that because that pressure that was already being applied. The gunshot went off, showing that, okay, there's going to be some aggression over here. And speaking of aggression, Zoffia's already at the finish line, ready to take a kill around the bathroom area. Drone going out, Mute Jamer's already in hand of that shotgun on the right-hand side. That is not going to be something that Zofia wants to take a gunfight with, 100%.
No, definitely not. Dolly now pushing down onto the lower floor. Yaskel's still gonna hold up here in Statuary. He knows that there are people around him, but for the moment he's more than comfortable to just kind of hard hold this angle, and he peels back a little bit. Oh, he saw someone. There he goes. Very, very aggressive exchange, and he's shot in the back. Oh, his wounds are on his back. Oh, that's tragic. Don't tell the guys in Valhalla when you get there. They'll never look at you the same way again. Jello here continuing to push up through Statuary, and wow, look at all those spots he's got there for him.
Yeah, that's definitely. I'm pretty sure one of those were the Malusi's footprints being pinged from the opposite side of the map. And right here, this is why I love Ayana. Right there, can run into the site, and then I like the little hesitation on the kill there from the Malusi. But either way, but now the intel's gone through, they have a little bit more of a better understanding of how the play is going to go through, how they have their defense set up, how the Zofia can actually execute with these impacts and stuns. This is from her launcher, so she's going to be waiting for a kill to actually come out into her sights. Jarden should not be peeking that angle whatsoever, but he will anyway. Free fire is expected, but he does need to take care of that wall and need to take care of that not trophy, but vault wall if they want to get a better angle on the defense.
Yeah, fortune favors the bold. Clearly, Jarden's line of thinking in line with the SAS, not necessarily in line with Ace, but he will survive. Cat now on a good angle here, looking into the bomb site. Is Jello playing up from below. Hello, Packer.
Hello.
He's having a bad game. He's a good start right there. If that's a bad game, I don't know what is. Did a great job right there. Matt Bonger here, hard holding down past the billiards hall. Does have two kind of trapped down there at the moment. Smoke coming out. Matt Bonger is going to go ahead and push up. King smoke down the end. Oh, the effort there from Packer to swing it. It does not work. The trade coming out instead. Dolly gets one. Turbo getting in on the action as well. And that is the attack. Dead, done, dusted, over with, Car.
Oh my God. Like, okay, I can understand the aggression from Packer. He was thirsty for a kill. He understood that there was going to be a very aggressive push into game, so he needed to like let his presence be known. But I think the third time of letting them know that he's going to be playing this aggressive was the reason why he died. And in my opinion, he probably shouldn't have peeked the third time. Because I mean, like I get it. The damage has already been dealt, and he probably should try to finish off the kill, or he will regret it later. But Dally pulled up with the SMG-11, or whoever it was, pulled up with the SMG-11, and managed to actually finish off that final kill. And then Turbo was ready for the support, was already in the vault doorway, and then noticed how the Ayana turned around to go deal with that mute at that close range angle. But Turbo was already ready and to spray down that and pre-fire that little angle, that little crouch hole that she was walking through before she even got anywhere further from there. So it was well executed, I could say, decently executed at least, coming from the attacking side. They did get a decent push through. The damage that was being dealt was a little bit too much for them to handle. I can say that they had their mind in the correct place, but the gunshots and the gunfights that were being given to them definitely were not working out in their favor, and it's inevitably the reason why they lost the round.
Indeed, and I mean, I genuinely don't think they expected Dolly to be around that corner as well. I'm pretty sure they thought they only had one opponent kind of held up down there towards the top of the stairs, and it was a bit of a surprise probably when the SMG-11 came roaring from around that corner. Anyway, over to Trophy Statuary now, and this is another, the secondary bomb site of everyone's dreams, as it were, the one that always gets played. And we'll see what they have on their setup here. A Maestro coming out, which is a nice op. Always fun to see. A Vigil here as well. It'll be Turbo picking that up. Meanwhile, on the other side, you've got the Jackal back, the Iana still, so pretty much standard on that attack as well. And other than that, the defense looking like a relatively normal setup. You'll see that aggressive kind of push up to hold study, hold Aviator games as per. Usually we see a bit of a fierce gun battle erupt around this area, at least momentarily. And Cordell might be the one to kick it off here, going ahead and just sort of pushing up those back stairs and sniping a cam here before opening some walls. Yaskell waiting. We'll just kind of fall back here. Car takes their time.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, Yaskell's got to take a step back right now, or they will be losing their life very early on, and definitely proving my point as Cat is ready to just take the head off of Yaskell. That little angle that was opened up, that is a sightline definitely, because not only was the rappel opened up, but it was through a window. Head was very, very minimal on his screen, and definitely was not expecting it. Yaskell just sprint right into it, not really aware of it whatsoever, and obviously lost his life because of it, but we are ready to take care of whatever really lies in the attacking side way. The drones are going out. The intel's already been taken. Look at that area control. Look at it. Every single one of the attackers are over there, ready to just like create a wall as they slowly push their way over there. You can understand why the Nomad has been banned here, because the roaming potential on this map is heavy. Although it's not as vertical as you'd expect on something like Cafe, but it's definitely horizontal. And without that Nomad on the board, they cannot block off those staircases, and those roamers on the opposite side around the Astro staircase can just rotate around to the red stairs and take advantage of the situation given to them.
Indeed. Cat now going to push up, checks the doorway of Trophy real quick. Scott, maybe a sight. No, will back up. Doesn't want to... Well, he's got a good angle here, actually. More than happy to hold that for a little while. And out comes the frag grenade. The Iana special goes rolling in. Good smoke there on Cordell, trying to get into the astronomy window. It will not happen. Jello about half health now. Going to take a look here and see if they can just open up the master bedroom. The attacker's trying to collapse. Jello will provide a little bit of a pinch here for them. Matt Bonger almost all the way up to the entryway of Statuary here. The grenade comes out. Matt swings, but the Maestro is waiting. And the LMG will not be denied. Jello, though, answering back almost immediately, pushes into Master on an absolute thread of health is the Jackal, but that's okay. They'll go ahead and push it up. Scuff now is taking some serious damage. Scuff answering back. Jarden down. Jello down. Oh, they're dropping like flies all of a sudden. Just two left now in this 2v3 situation. One of them is holding on to an LMG on the side of the defenders. Not somewhere you want to be. Cat now looking at the entry to Trophy Room. Smoke comes out. Cordell with the beautiful swing is answered back. Scuff, yet another kill. Dolly goes down. Now Cat and Scuff, the two engage, and Scuff with the LMG doesn't even hesitate. The Maestro comes in big right there and shuts it down.
Beautifully played. Was it a 3 or 4K? He went ham with that.
4K.
Jeez, and I'm pretty sure majority of them, it was just kind of like a grinder as they just slowly started running through that doorway, and it was just that the bullet hose just was unleashed upon them as he just held down left click and didn't have to let go of it. They didn't have to let go of left click to press R in that situation whatsoever, I'm pretty sure. So that's why you love to bring that Maestro and that Alda in hand. So it's a force to be reckoned with, and that's why Maestro is such a dangerous operator, because you cannot push that angle because of how many bullets and the rapid fire gun that they actually do bring onto the table is dangerous as well. So I'm not surprised that the Alda was the gun of choice in the hands of the guy that got the 4K. Scuff absolutely went ham. You got to give props to the dude anyway. His positioning, his awareness, the intel that was given to him, he took full advantage of the situation, and it was a flawless execution. That's all you can really say about it.
Oh, indeed. It's everything you would want out of your anchor and more, I think, right there at that stage.
I guess it just depends on where the
love
camps
me
are
a
placed.
Maestro.
Just depends
Yeah,
where the
that's
camps are
true.
placed. That's
That
like
is
that little
true.
final little part, because I'm pretty sure that's where the intel was coming from to actually give those defenders that upper hand.
Indeed. Scuff now on the Aruni for this round. So the
Oh.
Maestro has been passed off, and Aruni will take up. Aruni has become such a... She slid so well into the game. She's just in there. Nobody seems to really hate her. Nobody seems to necessarily, I think, love her to death. Oh, you hate her.
I would say I hate her. I would say I hate her. I'm not a
Hate
huge
is a
fan
strong
of her.
word.
It is a strong word. I'm not a huge fan of her. I didn't say that much.
That's fair. She's slid in well, though. I feel like she's got her place, and certainly we'll see her run here as we look at this kitchen defense. Packer also on the pulse here, which is a relatively, I think, common pick here. Good for denying some of that verticality, but 3 C4s here as well. So a lot of boom in the tank, and Cordell already in, rushing right into the bicycles mudroom. Not even gonna wait. This keeps this push alive. I do so love the way that Cornell plays this Ashe. It's so typical and so beautiful at the same time, Kari, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. And the reason why I don't like Aruni is that it's those last second situations. Because if you're going to be a
Yeah.
guy with no like throwable or any projectiles whatsoever, and just holding off a doorway, or not really holding off a doorway, or trying to enter a doorway, you have an Aruni gadget that you have to throw some sort of projectile through. I mean, obviously you have 2 drones, say they're used up, you cannot get through there unless you take a significant amount of damage. And that being said, even if you throw a utility through there, they could just reset it, and if you don't feel like the push is necessary. So you could throw it in, take care of the gate like before a push, realize that they're playing very aggressive on it. They wait the timer out, shoot it closed again. Guess what? You have to completely rotate your push. Unless you want to lose that, what is it, 40 HP? I'm not entirely sure about that one.
I'm not entirely sure either, but yeah, sure,
feel
we'll
like
go with 40 until somebody in the chat tells us otherwise. But look at that, Cordell's got scuffed down. Cordell's got another one here as well. Packers taken out of the action, and Cat doesn't want to be left out. And oh, poor Turbo stalked Cordell all the way up those steps from the basement. Had the Bears glimpse of the Ashe, followed him all the way up the stairs, and died for his effort. It's tragic. Yaskell now pushing in. There goes Matt Bonger down. How many more can Yaskell get? The answer is none. He will die right there next to the china cabinet.
Dang, that's sad. I mean, all you can really say is that Cordell just ran into sight, had the audio calls come out, and then just bang, bang, bang. That's 3 people dead off the site, ready to hold the rest of it with his teammates. Because yeah, I was gonna say they all just came in right off the bat. There was not really like a shred of doubt that Ashe was already gonna be in sight, taking at least 1 or 2 kills, but went above and beyond and then found the 3rd when it came to the Malusi's flank around the basement area, or like the little pantry area staircase, and then obviously when that little bit of audio translated to Cordell's brain, he instantly flicked over there, got the pre-fire off, and then it was all just downhill from the defenders from there.
Very much so. Yeah, I feel particularly bad for Turbo. He had like a glimpse. We saw it on screen there, folks. I don't know if you saw it. He's had like a glimpse of Ashe running by in the basement, and it was like, oh, do I follow it? Do I follow it? And then he was like, yeah, I'll follow it. And he kind of arrived on the scene just a little bit too late to make the contribution that he needed to. And his only reward for trying to bring it down was to have Cordell spin around and just shoot him in the face right there. So, alas. But back now in the same site. So there you go. Rooney coming out from Scuff again. Pretty much the same defensive setup. And we'll see if Cordell can have quite as much success this time around. I don't know. You get Ashe needed once or twice, and I don't know if you necessarily want to allow that to happen again. And maybe you take specific steps to look out for it. No doubt Cordell is kind of the Lancer here, the vanguard of this team. And kind of just opening up space, like you said, and allowing them to flow in behind. Dolly down here going to open up the rotates. Just allow them to set up that defense a little bit. And did I say it was the same site? I always get my sites confused here on Villa, which is why I don't particularly... Oh, it is. Oh, I am so lost right now on these winding hallways. And look at that. Somebody's already dead. Somebody else got lost, and it was Turbo, and they lost more than just their way. They lost their life as well, though Cordell took a nasty chunk of health right there in damage.
Yeah, I liked how Cordell was actually the person in the use of the Ayana, but then they decided to keep Cordell in the Ashe and then switch Cat over to the Ayana, which is an interesting play. I'm not going to question it too much, but since Cordell loves to just take his body and just run straight into sight. You'd expect him to like the Ayana play a little bit more because that's exactly the point of Ayana, but without dying. And obviously can't get the frags along with it, but that's going to be a very dangerous situation. Speaking of dangerous, you could tell that Cordell was definitely going into no man's land as he tried to put a breaching charge on that soft right there. Dally, not entirely sure if they actually downed the Ash or not, because you could tell there's not going to be a finish. There's not going to be any aggression whatsoever. He actually did manage to fall back on the doorway of the Aruni gate, and Cordell is still open for a revive. I don't think there's really going to be much aggression coming through, which I can't really blame Dally for whatsoever because they do need to play safe. They're the only defender in that little section of Memorial, and they got to wait out that time. With a shotgun in hand, I don't blame them as well because that is a force to be reckoned with if they do peek that close angle.
Yeah, Dolly's just gonna post up here for a second. He's gonna be cautious about this. He, like you said, he knows that he's got trouble in mind, and they do manage to get the res there onto Cordell. So Cordell back in action. 1 minute 11 seconds left on the clock now, and it will take just a bit of finesse, I think, to open this one up. Cordell is going to go ahead and play on the side over by Pantry, fires a couple of shots into window and takes that aggressive repel. Scuff just waiting right there, and look at that. He can see the shadow of the movement on the wall. It's all written right there on the wood pile, so he has a pretty good idea of what's going on. But it's Matt Bonger who will strike hard and strike early. Yaskell loses their head, quite literally. That setup as Scuff continues here, and another kill coming in. That's Packer who gets taken down. Dolly trades it back out. Packer got one as well. Oh, good angle there. Jarden gets Scuff and Jello to finish.
Wasn't that nearly a flawless round? Was there? I think
it was very close to a flawless round.
Oh, you see that peak right there. You got that little glimpse of that. It was just like a black like shadow of a head like facing in the direction of Memorial, and he did manage to pick up the fact that that was an operator and then flick towards it with the time that he had, and then just ended the run right then and there. That was a beautiful shot from Jello right there. Beautiful. The hold, though, not so beautiful. And no. Dally, I was hoping that he actually did finish off Cordell, but sadly, obviously, points aren't on. You can't say, I know that I downed this person through that shot through the wall, because not only was it through the wall, you can't have a visual. You shot the shot, you didn't know if you downed him, you ran back. You don't have a visual to tell or any sort of animation to tell that Cordell was down. So I can't blame Dally for not finishing off the kill, but he's definitely going to be watching the VOD over again and kicking himself, saying, I could have taken off an operator right then and there, and that totally could have just shifted the tides, no pun intended, for the entire round.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we saw Cordell kind of play on that pantry window, and it basically locked Scuff in place, which is a bit of a shame considering Scuff is also, one of the absolute gunners on the Achieved team. He was just trapped in the pantry. He couldn't get out, and eventually that's where he died, right? They just closed down the angles and got the kill. And yeah, it was all kind of, you trace it back, the butterfly effect, as it were, back to the fact that they weren't able to secure that kill. But a bit of a breath of relief here on round 5, because Achieved will be able to go back up to Aviator and Games, which is a far easier site to hold, all things considered, and one that they showed great aptitude towards holding last time. Packer switching out here, coming in on the Mozzie. Turbo will remain on the Malusi. Meanwhile, on the other side, no big swaps. Cat continues to play the Iana over Cordell. Cordell will continue to rush in and do things. But we'll see here as we get started, Car. Looks like it's going to be kind of the standard entry through Astronomy and Master.
Is that, for a second I thought Cordell was sitting outside the Astro window and Dally's ready for that shotgun kill on the window side once that audio call came out, but it turns out Cordell's actually in the basement right now, ready to take whatever push that they possibly can when it comes to coming up the staircase. And you see that right here, here's a perfect visual. The Cordell is ready to take a kill of any sort of roamer that is not paying attention. He's not going to be checking his corners, though. This is just going to be a direct push through, and the reason why is because there's a drone. I did not see the drone, so I'm glad to see that Cordell is pushing with some sort of intel, unlike just pushing with himself like he was before. At least from my point of view, he was before. And with this angle that Cat is actually setting up right now, waiting for some sort of a rotate to come through. I'm trying to give some sort of some pressure, but I was going to say, speaking of pressure, Cordell taking down Turbo, and that is going to be a Nitrocell off the board. That is going to be a very effective roamer as well off the board, and then Dad's going to be adding on to the fun, getting the trade onto Cordell and saying, no, you're not the only one to take a kill this round, and then Yaskell's going to fall as well. It's going to be a bloodbath left and right.
Oh, and Packer goes down there too. The kills just going back and forth, but at the end of the day, 4 people are standing on the side of Toys, and only 2 stand on the side of Achieved. Scuff here, that is a That is an angle. Just
I,
glitching
I'm
through the
hoping
wall.
it's client-sided. I'm hoping it's client-sided,
Yeah,
but then
I
again,
think it must be. I
part of
hope
me does
so.
part of me hope it's not client-sided. So Dally is just sitting there holding an angle with his life, thinking that, hoping that the pixel does not come through on the other side compared to his. And or it was not Dally, it was actually Scuff. I forgot there was 2 British operators on the board right now, and actually a minute counting down. 2v4 situation, and it seems like both of the SAS operators are completely separated. And that being said, Dally could take advantage of the situation. Scuff taking a significant amount of damage down to around 20 HP, and then finally Dally is here to join in on the fun. Jello ends that fun for Scuff, and then Dally is ready for the vault hold, but sadly the crosshair is not in the right place as Jello finds a second onto the next British operator, inevitably ending the round. And even with the wub wub going off right behind him, it did not matter. That's not the audio call that he needed, and definitely was not the reaction time as well.
Indeed, Jello has been kind of quietly but efficiently cleaning up a lot of kills. Actually, I think that we've seen his name quite a few times, especially towards those end of round situations. Jackal being used very well there by Jello to just kind of bring things down. And Jackal, one of those kind of perpetually sort of hated operators, in my opinion, and he is getting a bit of a soft nerf, if I remember correctly from the designer notes. They're taking down damage of his gun and the magazine size as well. So trying to clean him up just a little bit, maybe make him a little less hated, all things considered. But great play there so far from Jello on that op as we get ready to go again, and they will go back over to Trophy Statuary. They're not going to make the mistake that a lot of teams do where they just kind of get stuck in the idea that they must win Aviator Games Room before they switch off, which is an all too common occurrence. Turbo coming out on the Vigil again, and you'll see the Maestro from Scuff. And last time we were on this site, it was Scuff on the Maestro who basically made this grand sort of Homerific Iliad-esque stand. Not Homer Simpson-esque, but no, Iliad-esque stand right there next to the A-bomb. And I do wonder if he repeats it again. They've got to be looking out for it this time, though. They have to know. If he plays in a similar area, I think he'll be in a bit of trouble.
5 seconds left.
Yeah, what I would like to see, if they do have the intel go through and have an understanding that Scuff is going to be playing the same angle around the bomb side, with the deployable shield actually probably going to be coming from smoke, depending on where it's going to be placed, but if they do orient it towards the side to actually support the Maestro, then that means that he will not be moving from that area, and that also means that the Ayana can go below and hopefully throw a nade in that general direction and hope for enough damage to be dealt to him to actually finish him off later in some sort of pre-fire situation. But with 2 nades in hand, hopefully Kat is aware of the situation, and in the situation, I hope that she stream sniping me to actually pick up on that audio and to be able to have an understanding of what's actually break down here, because it's kind of an easy play. It's like it's a game of chess. If something's going wrong one way, then fix it the other way. And as I'm talking, trades go through as Cordell takes down a Yaskell, and Turbo is here to take care of Matt as well. It's going to be the Zofia off the board. Hopefully that they actually did use those impacts and stuns before the inevitability of death. And Yaskell probably already set down those ADSs, so that it's not too much of an impactful kill when it comes to the attacking side, but we are hopeful to find another one, and the trade coming through better. You got to add on another trade to actually make up for the fact that Zofia's off the board.
Bomb located by attack.
Yeah, Jaeger kind of one of those ops that you can sort of give up, I guess, if you have to trade somebody else. I mean, he's got a good gun, at least for now, but you know, when his ADSs are down, he is someone that you can lose early. It's okay. I mean, it's not ideal to lose anyone early, but if you're going to lose someone, it's not your Smoke, for example, who still has a lot of value, whose value increases as the round continues. Ooh, Jello there striking. Turbo is taken down. Speaking of getting taken out, and that will be the Vigil removed. So the anchors now will be relying on them, Scuff and Dolly, who are kind of nestled on their respective bomb sites here, at least temporarily. Cordell is going to head and open a hole. I think this is very close to where they had a shield here protecting the Maestro last time, so they are specifically looking out for that car as they get ready to move into this final minute.
I like how I mentioned how I hope they're stream sniping, and they went straight for the play right afterwards. Obviously a joke. It's obviously a joke. Hopefully they're not stream sniping, but either way.
How much are they paying you?
How much are they paying me? Yeah, I'm their coach just mid-round. But yeah, 3v4 situation coming down. The Mossberg in the hands of Dally, and that's going to be a very hard angle to actually come through. And then obviously Packer's ready for another one. A lot of damage is going to be going in the favor of the defensive side. Packer to be hitting the shotgun shot, but Cordell needs to fall back from the smoke. The smoke canister could be blinding Packer a little bit, and that will not be too good of a situation. But Scuff obviously going to be coming back this round, coming with 2 kills. Jello and Cat, but he's ready for a third, coming from the Master side, and hopefully his head can be taken off as fast as he took down those 2 operators. But Dally with the SMG 11 taking down Cordell, and that very aggressive push comes through, and Jarden takes the trade. But with 2 SAS operators, 2 shotguns, 2 SMG 11s, could be a force to be reckoned with. But the pre-fire coming from that shoulder peek on Dally, beautifully played. Jarden was definitely not expecting it, and you could tell that reaction time from the audio call, the ping came out as well, and it was pretty much inevitable for him to lose that gunfight because that Maestro cam was still standing.
Yeah, the intel cannot be overrated. In addition to the Aldo, right? Oh man, Scuff did die though. I will say that is that hurts my heart. He's been doing so well up there. It's kind of like killing the unkillable at that point in time. But and on a pre-fire as well, actually worth pointing out, the LMG did not come through for him right there, but that's okay. It happens to the best of us. And now the sides will flip. So we get a look here at what the defense is going to come out on the side, or what defense is going to come out on the side of Toys. They are opting for a Goyo, Wamai, Maestro, Jaeger, Smoke. So, you know, Goyo I see run a lot here on Aviator Games, Garo. I've seen it before where they kind of put the Goyo shield back in the vault itself, where you can kind of use that to look out towards the patio entrance, and you've got that sightline running through study. He does, after all, usually provide a shield too that you can throw in the billiard room corridor if you like. So I don't mind the Goyo pick here. I always find him a bit of an interesting op to see, but a lot of projectile denial, and I don't think that's a big surprise at all.
I love Goyo because the amount of variables he brings to the table, because you could set these Goyo traps in many different places and they still can be utilized to their full ability. And depending on where they are, if they have like certain like team communications, like say they have a Valkyrie setup, obviously can't do it in this match, but say that they had a Valkyrie setup in steady, they could have a Goyo shield set up right next to the hard breach wall, and say someone walks up to it to go take care of it, or like use some sort of like soft breach to take care of it, long range soft breach. That could actually be used in their favor, because like say from below they could have a nitro cell ready to blow it right before someone walked up to it, and not only the nitro cell added onto it, but the time wasted from the flames. And like that's just one example of the amount of things that you can really do specifically for this site. The vertical play that can come from it, like someone playing from below, the fact that you can use it and put it in certain doorways and lock it off for a specific amount of time. It can waste utility. You can waste that soft breach coming from either Zofia or an Ashe. I'm pretty sure Ace can do it as well. Speaking of Ashe, Yaskel's gonna be taking down Jello, and then Dally is gonna be adding onto it as well. Cordell's gonna be dropped right off the bat, and then Jarden, whatever, however pronunciation you have for that name, SMG 11 in hand, taking down Turbo as a result. But they're ready to find a couple more kills as they start making their way through. Dow's gonna be finding quite a bit of progress coming from the downstairs area, but hopefully won't be lasting for very long.
And he had the shotgun out there, and he quickly switched off of that. He's still, you know, in this mindset where he wants to open some holes here in the floor, and he's doing a great job. Dolly, he got him through the floor with the master key. Oh, lordy me. You don't see it very often, but it was beautifully done right there. It looks like I don't know. It looks like they might be looking for a rehost here soon. Somebody said something about a sound glitch in the chat. Just keeping an eye on it. We'll see if it changes. Oh, Dolly, though. Speaking of changes, his face got changed right there, but it's okay. Packer was there with the refrag almost immediately, and the attackers will pick up another round.
Okay, quick question right now, completely separated from this match. Have you ever played the free game Unturned at one point?
No, I haven't. Oh, you know what? I think I might have. Yeah. Is it a zombie game, but like kind of pixelated?
It's like a Minecraft version of
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I have played that.
Okay, I was asking that question because there's a gun in that game. I'm not entirely sure if it's used at any other point, called the Master Key, compared to Buck's Skeleton Key. And when I heard you say that, I'm just like, wait a second. Do you play Unturned? Hold on. I was questioning it for a second.
It's one that I make a mistake a lot, and it is because
I do too all the time.
Because the master key, the KAC master key, is a door breaching shotgun. Like in real life, that is a thing. It's called a master key. So for me, it's like the trigger is like, oh, you just get a master key on the gun. But no, I have played Unturned, but that was not the connection. It's very smart of you though to be on the ball.
I truly have never known that before. So the fact that connection went through is kind of funny.
It is an actual door breaching shotgun, which is why it pops into my mind. But you're right, it is called
Mm.
the skeleton key, and it looks like we will be getting a rehost here. Somebody had the one of the infamous sound glitches, so we'll have to go back into it. But I mean, reading the rounds so far, and even including how that last round went, do you think that Achieve just puts this one to bed at a 2-0, or do you see Toys kind of coming back here and taking us to consulate, the dreaded consulate?
I feel like based off of what we have been saying and like who we've been praising so far
Mhm.
has mainly been oriented in the favor of Achieve. I feel
Yeah.
personally, at least from what I can really remember, I can say that they have gotten the most love from the casters, and the plays that I've seen so far have came mainly from Achieve. Isn't Scuff's on Achieve, right? I currently can't see right now. The visual is currently
Yes,
down.
Scuff is on
Scuff is on.
Achieve. Yeah.
Yeah, so the fact that that man is just pulling out kill after kill after kill with the Maestro's Alda and winning round after round after round purely because he can just hold down an angle. He took 2 kills one round, took a 4K another round, and I'm just
Yeah.
waiting for the next time they get that sight as the Maestro is going to be picked. So I'm waiting to see it happen, man. I'm waiting to see it happen. So I'm going to say that Achieve is probably going to be coming out on top. At least they should be coming out on top. They should be coming out on top because of how much praise that they've been getting.
Yeah, no, I agree with you right there. It is always a bit of a pleasure too. I mean, I think I've just been saying the name a lot. I just love seeing a maestro like go to work. I like playing maestro, so I love seeing a maestro go to work like that in such a good kind of heroic manner up there in the trophy or the statuary room, as it were. But looks like we are getting kind of the full rehost treatment here. So
So
they're
okay, yeah.
telling they're telling you to pull out the card tricks, man. I don't know if you want to go for it or
I'm
not,
not.
but
I totally would, but the someone said I'm just like someone's telling me to do a card trick, and I don't know if I should or not. Do I want to do the cool one on you real quick? I want to see if I could. You know what?
which
I'll do it. I'll do a
uh-oh.
card trick for
Okay,
you.
here we go.
I'll see how long I can stall the rehost. All right. So I'm gonna bring it down here. I'm gonna bring it down here. All right. I'm
Yeah.
going to actually here. Okay. So card deck. Obviously, there's an issue with the lighting, so it's going to be kind of an issue. I'm gonna
Yep.
show
Yep.
you 6 cards from the top. All right. I'm gonna show you
Okay.
6 cards, and if you can't see it, or just like once you understand what the card is, say
Mhm.
yep, or just give me some sort of symbol. All right. I'm gonna show you
Understood.
6 cards. You're going to pick one of the cards. Only one of the cards. Okay.
Okay.
Don't tell me
Okay.
what card. Don't give me a symbol of what card you chose. Just
Okay.
whatever card. Think of it. All right. I'm gonna start
All
showing you. I'm
right.
looking away right now.
Yeah. Understood.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah. Understood. Yeah. Oh, tilted a little bit forward. Yeah, I've got it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Pretty sure that's 5 right here.
Yeah. Understood.
And then last one.
Yeah. Got that one as well.
Okay, so do you have a card memorized right now?
I do have a card memorized, my good man.
Okay.
Yes.
Do not drop that card whatsoever. Okay.
Okay.
So typically, oh wait, I gotta pull this down. Okay, so typically whenever I do a card trick, right? Uh,
Uh huh.
the pure essence of a card trick is sleight of hand, right?
Right.
Here, I'm actually gonna shuffle this up for you real quick so we can actually get going. But the pure essence of a card trick coming through is that we'll have like sleight of hand, and through the sleight
Hmm.
of hand, I'll be able to like go through the deck like this. I'll be able to pick a card out, right? And
Uh
then with
huh.
that, I can do sleight of hand because this I have a physical representation of your card, right? But that's not what I'm
Sure.
doing. I'm having you think of the card, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna go through the deck for you real quick, all right?
Uh
Again,
huh.
lighting's kind of weird, but I'm gonna go through the deck and you're gonna look out for your card so you have a better like visual of what it is, all right?
Uh huh.
Don't tell me if you saw your card. I'll ask you if you see your card, okay?
Okay.
Okay, sick. I'm gonna slowly start going through it. Okay, I'm actually gonna speed up. That's way too slow.
Fair
Way too
enough.
slow. Way too slow. Okay. Have you seen your card yet?
I have seen my card.
You have seen your card. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle it up for you real quick. Come back down here.
All right, go
I'm gonna
for it.
shuffle it up for you so we can lose it because I now have a better understanding of where it is, right? I don't want to have that understanding, all right? So after all that
Uh
shuffling,
huh.
right? I'm actually going to take some cards and slowly put
Uh
them
huh.
into my hand, okay? And I'm going to stop at a
Okay.
point that I feel comfortable, okay?
All right, go for it.
I'm going to see if I can actually pull this off. Uh, gotta actually put a thought process through on this one.
Oh boy. Dangerous those.
Yeah, right. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop right there. Okay, what was your card for me?
It was the Ace of Diamonds.
It was the Ace of Diamonds, and hopefully I actually did get this right. Hopefully I did. Because
I
this
hope so
top
as well.
card, I really hope I didn't screw this up. The lighting could have screwed up, I don't know.
It
But
could
I'm
have been
gonna
the
see
lighting, yeah.
I'm gonna yeah, totally the lighting, but I'm gonna see if I actually did manage to get your card out right about there.
I cannot see it. It is
The
solid white. It
lighting's
is. Look at him. Oh my God, he's a magician.
I actually managed to get your card out right then and there. Even with the
What a
horrible
hero.
lighting. Even with the horrible
Yeah,
lighting.
no, I can see it. There you go. Yeah,
Perfect.
that's what it is. Wow.
Okay, I managed to actually get your mind read.
Come for the siege, ladies and gentlemen. Stay for Caro's card tricks, dude. This is
Yeah.
Caro's Card Emporium right here.
I
Amazing.
will
Thank
not
you.
be here all night. I will not be here all night.
he's like, I am
I'm outta
done. Let's just wrap up Villa as quickly as possible.
Oh yeah, great.
They need him in Vegas. That's the thing. Is David Copperfield needs his replacement. So
all
we're
right.
gonna have to.
How much time? Yeah. How much time do we have left? Is there going to be a huge stall to the point to where I might have to pull out another one? Quite a bit of a stall. Okay.
Quite a bit.
I might pull out one more then. One more.
Oh, okay. All right.
One more. This one's a little bit more visual.
It's your show.
This one's a little bit more
run the
visual.
deck.
It's my show now. Give me the SFCL Twitch, please, and we'll shoot.
I need like one of those I need like a sequined dress so I can like demonstrate these things for you.
All right, so this is more of a stand-up trick. All right. So
yeah,
I'm actually gonna start going through the deck like this. Actually, wait, no, wrong trick. Sorry. I'm gonna use this top card. Okay. So the Joker.
Got it.
Right?
Yep.
All right. So the Joker is a pretty noticeable card, even with the bad lighting. You can tell that it's the Joker, right? I'm gonna put it on top, right? I'm gonna take about half the deck, right? I'm gonna put the Joker roughly in the middle, right? And then I'm gonna put more and more cards on top of it until you tell me when to stop. Okay.
Okay. Stop.
Stop. Okay. So this card right here, 9 of Hearts. This is gonna be your card to see if you can see that. All right. 9 of Hearts.
I can see that. Yeah.
I'm gonna fan this out. Can you quickly just tell me when to stop?
Stop.
Stop right here. Okay, so I figure 9 of Hearts right here, right? Typically,
Yep.
if I was in person, I would tell you to grab this card, but I can't.
Okay. Ooh. Look at him go, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute genius. Love to see it.
That one's more of a visual one. I enjoy that one.
Look at that. Endlessly entertaining for me, at least. Well done. Yeah, great stuff, dude. Love it. Love it.
I appreciate the applause from my one audience member that I can actually hear at least.
Yeah, there you can go. You won't see that at the top, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you got to come down here for that.
Does Intero do that? Didn't think so.
No, you won't see that anywhere else. Right here on Solar Flare Competitive League. About dinner and a show, really. Siege and a show, as it were. And it looked.
I like to screw around like that a lot. Sorry, I like to screw around with stuff like that a lot. Like I'll stream and then I'll have like like one of my not a buddy, but like one of my viewers just pop into like a Discord. I'd be like, all right, pick a card.
Pick a card, any card.
Because I like to do it for the stream because it's always in good fun. But yeah, this is a big rehost right now. I don't know what technical issues that they really have.
Fat rehost. Yeah, they are just replugging in the internet in an entire state. I don't know. They got to get all those hamsters back on that wheel, and it can be difficult. Let me tell you what, to solve this. But no, they are resetting up the lobby. They're moving at a pace here. So when we left Villa, it was 3-3. Not to Magic aside, we now go back to the magic of Siege, right? It was 3-3 on Villa. Clubhouse was an 8-6, and you're right. We have been saying a lot, I think, of kind of Achieve and talking about their players a lot. But on the other side of the ball, right? First of all, Toys, we should say again, is literally coming off of the back of a winning match in Upsurge. So they have already played like a whole match tonight before they jumped in here, and it was a banger. It was an overtime like finish on Cafe. You may have seen it, maybe not, you people at home, but it was a good one. And now they've come over here, and now they're engaged in kind of a slugfest here on the other side as well against Achieve. And I do wonder, is there something that they could be doing differently that maybe you think would enable them to play this out a little bit better? I think one thing we did discuss was who was playing the Iana, right? We saw Cat on that kind of role, but it was Cordell who was the one who was playing it almost in a more traditional fashion, but instead they were playing it on Ashe.
Yeah, they had to alternate the Ayana instead of the Ashe, which I can understand why they actually opted towards Cat playing the Ayana instead of Cordell switching off Ashe to play the Ayana, because the fact that the utility that Ashe brings, her fragging ability, once she uses her soft breaches, she's ready to just get thrown into a hallway, and there's not really going to be an issue with it if she does happen to lose her life. But it seems like we do have every single player in the lobby right now, Adam, and I think we're waiting for a ready
Oh,
from
good.
both sides of the team. We are ready to get into this Villa match once again. I don't really know, because both like I said, most of our appraise has been coming to achieve, and there.
Yeah.
Cordell, yeah, Cordell. Matt's been doing well. Jello's been dabbling a little bit, but it's mainly been Cordell, and I think it was actually Cat that managed to hit that double digits when it came to the stat review earlier. But that being said, I can say that Achieve is probably, or at least should, come out on top when it comes to these following up matches.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thankfully we are the show is over, and now after that brief intermission, we are back to the sunny hillsides of Tuscany here, and back to Villa, where we get started again right where we left off. Everything the same. It's like a magic trick in and of itself. But here we are back on Aviator Games Room. It will be Toys now on the defense, Achieve on the attack, which is about where we left it. Goyo, Wamai, Maestro, Jaeger, and Smoke all coming out here. I think we are replaying the last round. I don't know if I remember the scores exactly, but I think we are replaying the last round. Yes, we are. Okay, good. That's what I thought was going on here, because the sound glitch was going during that round. So here we are back to basics. Anyway, it was last time Achieve did win this out, but maybe that sound glitch was the deciding factor. Still, you'll see the setups coming out fast and furious here. Jello already throwing up a Maestro cam there to help him kind of secure that study. Last time, I think we saw a pretty aggressive push coming upstairs, sort of pushing down towards Billiards hallway. One wonders if we see that again. Matt Bonger there on the Goyo will be throwing up those shields. We were giving some praise to Goyo as an operator before we started on this last time, and I think it still stands. Still a little bit of a different hold than I think a lot of teams would run in this situation. Garo.
Opening up the wall, yeah, opening up the wall on the left-hand side of the wall into
that's
study.
brave.
I think that's where they actually utilize the play that you mentioned earlier with the Goyo shield inside of the vault, or having an opening from a different angle coming from the Goyo shield, and then an easy rotate off of it if they do feel like that pressure is coming, is getting to them a little bit too much. The stress is building up to the point where they have to fall off to actually keep their lives intact and actually keep that Goyo shield to whatever happens to be destroying, hopefully not a single operator on the defensive side. That's kind of just the entire goal of the defenders, waste of time. That's the entire goal of a roamer and the anchors that just got that last line of defense when it goes through. And speaking of anchor doing the opposite of what I just said, Jello is off the board from the Alda from an unknown angle. Was that a vertical angle coming from above? It seems like it was. I think it was. Yeah. I was going to say the Maestro should not have been downstairs in that situation, but it seems like the vertical came out and already took Turbo out of the entire equation, because that's going to be those impacts and those stuns out of the way. He managed to get both of his drones down. Not entirely sure if they're set up properly, but either way, he got something done in his like 5 seconds of life.
Yeah, it was a solid pick right there. And Dolly here down in the library firing some shots up through the floor, just trying to be an absolute nuisance, as is the tradition of many a buck. He does have a shield there waiting for him on the stairs if he wants to push it up. I didn't really appreciate the drone that just rolled up to that, took one look and rolled out. Like, okay, you can stay there until some of my buddies show up at least, and then maybe you won't be so comfortable there. Smoke coming out now, and that's going to make things a little bit more difficult for Cat. A barrage of grenades going in for the Wamai. Cat will just run back up those stairs. They didn't blind him though. He'll come back down, but it's Jello again. He does have a vertical hole, and look at that. He's getting kills through it. Jarden gets one here as well. Cat rolls in, gets another. Oh, beautiful stuff. Dolly's down. The whole team just getting annihilated down here in that hallway, and Scuff caught at the top of the stairs and killed the scene out of Psycho. What could he do?
Oh my gosh, Cat. Cat. Do you see that flick? That kill should have been in the favor of the attacking side. I think that was Jackal that was walking through the library entrance. Wasn't even looking at the Jackal. Cat flicks straight to his head, drops him right there, and then managed to pick up another kill onto the Ace when the Ace wasn't even focusing on the staircase whatsoever. And not only were those 2 kills very impactful, that hold on the staircase was impactful. The amount of time that they wasted just with that shield was immense. And then not only that, the utility that was wasted. There was a smoke grenade. There was like, what, you said a barrage of flashbangs? There was like 2 or 3 of them being thrown at that one single shield, and it didn't even, not a single one of them hit the Wamai. And then they had to use an Ash charge to take care of the shield in the last part, and it didn't even matter because Ash got taken care of from a vertical angle from the Maestro. That was just a bloodbath of an entire play around that staircase area, and that just goes to show that they didn't really think of any other alternatives to go about it when it came to that one hold. They have the Astro staircase, they have the red staircase, and they didn't think like for a second, we can't take this main staircase, let's go somewhere else. And that was the reason why they lost that entire round.
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit of a tactical inflexibility right there. You kind of get that, what is it, sunk cost fallacy, when you're just like, oh, we've already invested so much into this. Just kind of have to keep going at this stage. But yeah, alas, it was not to avail them well in that particular situation, and Toys will pick up that round. So 4-3. Here's we get set for trophy statuary. Kaid being featured now in the lineup. The immense projectile denial there of the Wamai and the Jaeger still a factor. Meanwhile, on the other side, pretty much the same stuff. They'll begin their take through study. Really only, by the looks of it, Matt Bonger here to kind of hold this study, aviator, etc. area. Still, he'll take out a drone right away. Mute doing his job of denying that little bit of intel. Yasko already in here, though, pushing up to Billiards hallway. He'll take out the camera there as well. Dolly continues to watch that angle. You can see from the soft ping that they do indeed know someone is there. Jello takes that tiny little chunk of damage as Turbo just goes ahead and sweeps the bottom floor for a moment. And now, well, they'll continue the push apace. Barricade right there. An attempted wall bang, but it's Jello who strikes first. And goodbye, Yasko.
Yeah, goodbye, Yaskol. And Yaskol is the person that you probably want to be losing that situation. You don't want to lose that Drackle scan. You don't want to lose those buck shotguns. You don't want to lose that Ace Heart Breach, obviously. And not a single one of Zophia's gadgets have been used yet. So to see Yasko fall off the board, that's probably the best case scenario. And that very aggressive push come from Jarden, but Turbo takes advantage of it, and Jarden gets swept off the board. Free Fire still coming out, and he finds a second onto Jello, and that's exactly the trade that they needed to actually take that advantage. And even more aggression coming out as well. He finds a third. Cordell, I don't know what the aggression is all about right now, but you can tell Turbo's kind of looking at his dead body like, what was that about? You weren't going to be winning that fight whatsoever. And then Dali's coming for another fight, flashbang going out, and then obviously has the support to back him up. 2v4 situation, and definitely should be working out in his favor. Dali picks up the first one onto Matt, and the last one is in the known location of Astro, and you definitely know that that aggressive push is going to be coming through. Pre-fire's coming out, but it won't matter as Turbo finds that 4th kill onto Cat, and you know, Turbo's not going to be letting it up. It's not going to be scuff levels of 4K. Actually, no, being an attacker, it's much more difficult. So seeing that come out, I'm glad to see Turbo actually run out on top and really show that he's here to play, and actually brought it up to a tied match.
Oh, they should not have let them watch 2019 blockbuster 1917 right before that, because those World War I tactics were deeply ingrained right there, as they all just filtered down the exact same area being covered by a high-powered gun. Turbo more than happy to clean those up. I don't know why they kept coming in. Like, what was the logic there? It was almost horror movie-esque, you know? Oh, somebody better go check the house. Oh, he didn't come back. Let's send another one. And so one more. Okay, fine. And we'll see what happens. But yeah, great round there for the Azofia, even if it was perhaps just gift wrapped and handed to them in that manner. Anyway, back now to kitchen and dining, and we'll see if this goes a little bit differently. They have to have learned a lesson there, Car. They have to have learned a lesson. Like, why would you? I'm still trying to puzzle it.
Yeah, 100%. And what I'm trying to puzzle out right now, not really puzzle out, but I kind of like to see to an extent. We have 4 nitro cells on the defensive side, and currently only 1 deployable shield, which is entirely understandable because you do like to see the nitro cells come out. but the fact that they're going to be opting towards all 4 of them, which is understandable because the operators that they're bringing are not, like, I'm not going against it. It's not that, like, they're bringing, like, a Capcan to bring his Nitrocell. No, they're bringing a Malusi's Nitrocell. They're bringing a Mute's Nitrocell. They're bringing the Mozzie Nitrocell, and, of course, the Pulse Nitrocell. There's no, like, questioning what they actually did bring to the table. The only thing I'm questioning is that the fact that they don't have a Jaeger, and that could be quite an issue if not played correctly, but I do like to see those Nitrocells come from below, and I'm pretty sure what they're going to be doing is having that Pulse scan from below into Master or anywhere in the hallway, probably going to be from a statue angle. The Pulse is going to be scanning it. It's going to be pinging for one of the defenders with the Nitrocell in hand, and then he's going to be throwing it, trying to see if it goes off. Then Pulse is going to follow up with the second one to see if he can either finish off a kill or just try to reach a second kill as well, and hope for the best, you know?
Yaskell eats a Grismot right there, and yeah, we probably will be seeing that kind of corrupted version of artillery, and there's one out already. Matt Bonger goes fishing with the C4, but dynamite fishing, perhaps not the best art, as it were, and they'll reset now. Jarden will continue kind of playing that role of information gatherer, artillery spotter, what have you. As you see Packer just pushing up here on the low ground, the job of the Jackal apparently to hunt down those people who will be throwing those sort C4s. Cordell takes a hefty amount of damage there on the Ella. Meanwhile, Dolly's just going to push right up main hallway here, kind of easy as you please. Turbo is with him. There's 3 bodies now pushing up into the main hallway. They'll swing on to Trophy. The Grismot does hit. Turbo unleashes a couple of shots, just trying to see if he can catch anyone playing out. But again, they're all below, and look at that. The information the Pulse brings, and if they have the booms to make this happen, they might just wait to see if they can actually bait out a plant, but no, nothing happens just yet. Jarden pushes up. Matthew Bonger is here, and they have bodies on site. I mean, they've got pretty much site control, but the C4 is exploding out the floor. Oh no, you gotta be careful there. There goes another one. All the C4s popping up, but still no kills. Packer instead kills Cordell. Disastro right there. Jello finally manages to trade back in, and they'll kind of keep this pitter patter up. Dolly, again, the kills just kind of going back and forth, none of them involving a C4. The only Malusi left on this one so far.
Yeah, and with that Nitrocell in hand, there totally could be like a Hail Mary and like luck chance of a cat just throwing another Nitrocell. As you see right there, gonna commit to it. Sadly, timing is not in their favor, and now it just has to work off those not only vertical plays, but the gunfights in general, dropping down the hatch around the Master area, committing straight to that hard breach. 30 seconds remaining, not a huge amount of time, but Jello takes down Packer in the process, and Jello is not going to be accepting any sort of entries whatsoever, and Scuff is ready for these pre-fires to come out. Needs to start countering from the other side, but it seems like Matt is going to be adding on to the fun onto Yaskell. 2 remaining attackers coming from the exact same angle. There's going to be a rotate setup right there, but Dali's not going to have any of it, but Matt is going to be dropped in the process. Headshot going through. Diffuser going down as well. Cat's going to be taking down Scuff, his only line of support, but we'll be finding the second one onto Dolly, and that will be ending off the round as well. Cat is going insane throughout this entire Villa match. Like, you can't really just say anything besides good job. Good job. You're getting kill after kill, frag after frag. You're playing your role correctly, and more power to you.
Oh, indeed. Yeah, Cat is having a bumper map here so far, and it's kind of been a centerpiece, I think, for some of the rounds that they've won. That one definitely was the case right there. They just could not push back into it. We'll see 2 now achieve 4, 5 toys. As we go back up to Aviator Games, and this is where things could start to run away from Achieve just a little bit here. I feel like you're kind of at a turning point when you get to rotate back onto Aviator Games, a very strong defensive site. You've mostly been successful here, and if you want to try and run away with it, now is the time. Again, they'll favor the Goyo for the setup, which makes sense. It worked for them previously. Last time, though, I mean, we did mention it, Caro. It was kind of like the attackers sort of handed this one to them. They all got bunched up in kind of the same area of the map. They invested a lot of resources in taking that staircase. Did not work out in their favor, and you were, of course, having high praise for Cat, another round that Cat has been bigly involved in here. And we'll see now on this side if maybe they try and apply a little bit more pinch this time instead of kind of throwing all their resources at one particular direction.
Yeah, 100%. And seeing this actually op back towards the Aviator side, we do have those questionable plays coming up from the last time. And I'm pretty sure it was the last time that we saw this site when it was just left down to the 2 SAS players, and they were kind of just left to just fend for themselves while they're running around the site, leaving it down to like the attackers to just pick them off one by one. And obviously didn't work out in their favor in the process, but was that the last time we saw them actually come back on the site?
I think so. I think so.
Because I can't
My
really
short-term
think of
memory is not great.
'cause I'm trying to.
Goldfish-esque.
I was gonna say because I'm trying to use it as a point of how they should be cleaning up their play, and if they actually did fail in it last round. And speaking of aggression, I was gonna say Turbo is ready for another kill, and Matt is definitely ready for him to actually try to show that aggression, try to pick up a kill of his own. And the intel definitely did not translate from the drone to the player's comms, and Turbo's probably not too happy about that because you expect Yaskell to be the one to actually go through there, not the Zofia. Yaskell currently sitting at a 0-3, so you expect him to be kind of that throwaway. Not really a throwaway, but he should be the one entering first. Turbo obviously got the short end of the stick, and sadly had to run into both of those defending operators before anything. Smart idea to actually rotate off of that angle. They knew that they got the one kill that they needed. That's the one-man advantage that they needed. Run back to site, run off to another angle, and try to figure out what they can do from there.
And it's a big advantage too. I mean, Turbo has kind of been a big fragger here throughout most of these attempts or these attacks and these defenses. So losing them right now is definitely something that they will feel this early on in the round. But they're going to push down main hall now and come up to that 90 and see what they can make of this. Dolly was on the window there, I think, trying to get that nasty angle we saw previously used by, was it Cat on the Iana? But it's Matt Bonger now who gets one packer, drops it. You can see this feet peek attempt here from Jello, but Cordell will shut down one more. The gunplay coming out very much in favor of Toys right here, and they're in prime position now to just clean this round up. They might even make it flawless. The attack now pushing into Aviator. They take a quick look there. Yaskell doesn't want to be the first one through the door, and you can't blame him. Dolly instead takes about half the health as damage. Yaskell firing some shots. They're both at half health. Yaskell rounds the corner straight into the gun, and it is the flawless round. Cordell and Cat combine, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, I mean, sadly for the attacking side, but you know the defenders are absolutely ecstatic because of the fact that they just went through another flawless round. Like I mentioned before, they've been going back and forth with those flawless rounds where the attackers just didn't have the plays necessary to deal with the defensive plays that they were like countering them with. But that being said, we're already at match point. Not really, I don't want to say already at, but we are at match point with currently 6-4. Dude, I don't know. I probably won't be able to make it for the third map, sadly. You guys might have to opt me out. Yeah, sadly. So I might have to get someone on some sort of a substitute at one point if someone can start working on that, because we are getting really late right now. I did not expect these matches to go all the way to overtime and then go even further. So sadly, we're going to have to go from there. But Toys, if they do win this and actually do go to the next map and somehow achieve just comes back with some sort of huge clutch, breaking it down to another overtime, then more power to them, because if that happens, then I won't have to skip out on a cast, sadly.
Oh, well, we will see. They need you in Vegas. Those card tricks don't sell themselves. You know how it is.
Yeah, that's totally the reason why.
Man's got places to be, magic to do in other places. But here we are, Jarden coming out with the castle, and we'll start throwing up those barricades. There did used to be a time a long time ago where we used to kind of see castle being run like this. It's kind of fallen out of favor because it's much harder to keep your castle alive now, because when that castle barricade falls right there, the one that we saw getting set up in Master, that usually is indicative of this whole defense falling apart. I legitimately have not seen a team try and run this in a really long time. Basically, since Wamai got his shield taken away, people have tended to stray away from this. Goyo, of course, Matt Bonger could provide you with the shields that you need to make this kind of closet master bedroom hold with the castle work, and I'll be interested actually to see how this goes, because it's definitely a bold strategic choice.
I agree with you, but I think the main reason that they're actually opting towards this type of hold is because they know that they're pushing from the opposite side of the building, and it's typically how Villa works, because since, like, when it comes to Cafe, you work from a top-down push almost every single site. When it comes to this one, it's a horizontal version of what Cafe is, that roam-heavy map. You got to work on a horizontal way to deal with that. You work on the opposite side of the map and start making your way from there. That's exactly what they're doing right now. They're starting to clear off these angles, open up that soft breach to find a little bit more of an angle to deal with. See, he even accidentally opened up a little foot angle to see if there's anyone playing vertically. But yeah, as you can see, they made a lot of progress, and they know that that progress is being made, and they're going to commit to that progress. So they start taking advantage of that area control that they have. They know that they're not going to be pushing from the master side. They know that they're pushing from the opposite side of the entire building. So those two doorways should be the point of interest for every single one of the defenders, and that's where those crossfires should be set up because of that.
Packer on the low ground here on that Jackal once again, doing Jackal's favorite thing, hunting feet, specifically roamer feet. He takes the Grismont mine to the face, though, so as you know, he's duly punished. Turbo, though, getting an early kill. Cordell will be taken down. Dolly has a good angle here towards Astronomy, trying to play up on that window, but Matt Bonger will return the favor. Turbo is traded out, so the Zofia is off the board. We'll see as Matt Bonger kind of retreats back into the safety of the site. Jordan still holding up tight. The smoke coming out there. That's kind of to prevent Dolly from coming in. But Packer will get the kill onto Jordan. He might have actually done that through the hatch. Yeah, I think he did. Or was it through the floor? One or the other. Great kill regardless from the Jackal playing up those back stairs. Packer has lost a pretty significant amount of health for that victory, but he still got it. Matt Bonger there physically removes a drone from point. Now will continue to hold up on trophy. Jello does have the shield to play off of the smoke coming in, and that will precipitate a smoke of a very different kind. The toxic canister comes out. Matt Bonger gets one. He's traded out immediately by Packer. Packer continues to get the kills. Scuff's just going to go in and go for the plant. Cat, though, with a beautiful shot there to shut down the Jackal. They will get the plant down. So it's Dolly. Dolly swings in and dies instantaneously. Cat was ready. Now Scuff here holding up, protecting the diffuser. It is Wamai versus Ace to end this round. Match point here for Toys, the weight of the world on the shoulders of Cat, who has played so well so far. Scuff there has to resist the urge to swing this angle too early to defuse, baited out for just a second. Scuff did swing it. He will fall back. This is not a particularly covered place. Cat dies. Scuff gets the kill, the AK-12 for the Ace. Too much there for the Wamai player.
I was going to say, Cat, with the amount of HP that they had, it was pretty much inevitable. And the pre-fire coming out, you cannot win that type of gunfight. Way too much to actually deal with. Cat, judging on how far Ace fell back, could have baited out with some noise from the diffuser going off through another impact grenade. Try to give some sort of incentive that I am going to be peeking this angle, but obviously do not. Probably try to work off that defuse and try to work around that. Try to give him a little bit of a spook, but with the HP that Cat had in that situation, you can't really work around that because depending on how well they pre-fire and the damage that Ace's gun does, it's almost inevitable for the defenders to just lose that round. The trades went off. Don't get me wrong. They played fairly well when it came to both sides because they got brought down to a 1v1, meaning that the trades were flawless on both sides. But obviously, you can't just win that because the trading and the damage done from the attacking side was just too much for the defenders to deal with.
Yep, you are very true. I was trying to make it look like he had a chance, man. I was trying to make it seem heroic. You come in here with your facts and logic and just boil it down to a very, very true statement, which was pretty much an impossible feat for him to pull that off. But you never.
Yeah, you never know that lucky.
Keep the dream alive, right? You know, and gotta give him his credit. But anyway, back to kitchen dining. We go. And Matt Bonger there going to head and just seal off the pantry. There won't be any mistakes like where Scuff got trapped in there. They're not even going to try that one right now. And there's that sort of vertical denial that we see. It'll be Cordell who sets up the shield up there. And we'll see if the Ella decides to kind of stay and hold that. That was the room in which Scuff was kind of making cash of so many attempts. So we know that someone stationed up there can do great work. Jordan now on the low ground as that pulse will just begin the intel collecting as is tradition. Just scanning these walls, seeing if he can pick up anybody's heartbeat. Cordell there throwing out, I believe, a Grismont. Might have been, no, he's got one Grismont still in the pocket. Matt Bonger on the back staircase, just keeping an eye out there as well. We'll see everybody on the patio at the moment to push in here and try and just get this vertical control before the attack on the actual site.
Yeah, and they have the exact same lineup that they've had before. Oh, and the pulse has been made aware of through the IQ scanner, and you can tell Jordan does not want any of that. Probably a bit of a pre-fire going to be coming back through the floorboards, but unlikely shot's going to be going off. The random nitrocell, I don't blame him for trying to commit to that whatsoever, but he definitely did commit to it, and now that's going to be a little bit of a pressure applied to the IQ. Can check around with that IQ gadget, but probably will not be committing to it. But with all the nitro cells still left over, there's still a huge chance of that vertical play working in the favor of the defensive side because of those nitro cells still in hand. And with Jardel, or not Jardel, but Jordan is actually be holding upstairs once again, not going to be working off that vertical play. He's going to be holding a bullet peak, I'm pretty sure, along with the Ella. And they're just all going to be winning. This is going to be a three-man hold around the Astro side. And I think it's pretty smart that they run back this side. I don't know about you, but I think they should probably be saving their lives right there.
Cat gets a kick right there. Packer taken down, and that is a gunner kind of gone. Again, this pulse info. Their C4 comes out. They do not confirm the kill with it, though. I say that, and Turbo, I think, might have actually gotten knocked by the C4. I'm not sure. He'll rotate back here, and they'll see if they can just bring him back in. He definitely wants the revive, but they're hounding them all the way back, and there, sure enough, the IQ will run and pick him up. Cordell gets one, Cordell gets two. The Ella drops two before being shut down by Yaskell, but Yaskell trades both those kills back right away, and then Scuff jumps in on the action as well. And what could have been an absolute game-breaking play does not manifest that way at all. Now Scuff holding down there was peeking through, and you see Yaskell's got an angle on it as well. Scuff backs up outside and just kind of resets the lines here for a second, maybe comes in through a different window. 30 seconds left on the clock. Jarden still alive. Matt Bonger's still here as well. Both of them playing tighter on the site. Jarden takes a shot from nowhere. I don't even know where that came from, but Matt Bonger is waiting. Oh, Scuff gets him. Oh, you can't be losing fights like that, my son. No, no, no. Matt Bonger goes down. Now it's just Jarden here remaining, and Yaskell will swing in and finish him off, and I do believe that evens things up here. Or am I wrong? No,
that
Matt,
is overtime. Right? That is overtime right there.
Oh,
spicy. My gosh.
Spicy.
History is repeating itself right now, man. History has repeated itself as Achieve is coming back with that overtime. And I don't want to say comeback, but they definitely did bring it back to that tie, and totally could bring it back to the point to where they could come out on top with that 2-win deficit, or that 2-round deficit, like they did last time when it came to that clubhouse. But I'm waiting to be amazed once again. Like I said, Turbo, Scuff, Dolly, Packer, Yaskell, every single one of them we have made a comment about and said these players are that they're doing well. They're playing flawlessly. And when it comes to Cordell and like I think it was Cat. Yeah, it was Cat. Those are like the only two we've only had any like significant talks about. Matt's been doing well. I can't really say that anyone has really been doing poorly, but look at Cat's stat line right now.
You're right.
8-3. And then if you look on the left-hand side, it's pretty evened up right now, but you can see Turbo and Scuff are, and then Dali's added on to the fun as well. But that's going to be those top 3 amount of kills. They're pretty evened out, but still they're around there. But Cat has been doing probably the best so far throughout this entire Villa hold, and mainly because Cat's been not only been anchoring properly, but the rotates and like the roam game coming up from Cat as well has been pretty flawless as well. So I can't really say that Cat has been doing poorly, but I can say that Achieve has just been above and beyond when it came to majority of their plays.
5 seconds left.
Indeed. I mean, both these teams kind of offering us a bit of a feast of siege here on this Wednesday night to help you get through your hump day evening. And it's actually been a great game. These two teams are really belting at it. And the 6-6 scoreline, I think, reflects how neck and neck this has been. And I'll be absolutely gobsmacked here if Achieve is able to pull off another 8-6. It really looked like Toys was going to run away with it there for a while. And Achieve just kind of dug in their heels and clawed it right back, and they'll come out on the attack here. The Aviator Games Room site, I think, has been quite nice to Packer or to the defenders there, so we'll see if it benefits them one more time. Yaskell now pushing up towards the stairs, just takes a quick look there, doesn't kind of want to be the first person to commit to that, and doesn't really need to. He can just hold that angle. Instead, he'll peel off. Cordell was sneaking down him, but it's Turbo who strikes early, and it's Cat who gets taken out. Oh no, the big gunner is down here, and that's dangerous business, Caro.
Oh my gosh, Packer knows going to be another person down for the count. Scuff's going to be adding onto Jello, and that's going to be all off the board. Matt's going to be joining into the fun as well. Where are the callouts not going through? Cordell's obviously getting the calls as he picks up one, almost picks up a third, but he does manage to pick up 2 beautiful headshots from one singular clip, but Turbo is ready for the other one. What happened there? All the defenders just kind of peeked the wrong angle. What happened?
I was genuinely thinking it was safe to turn it over to you.
I don't blame you.
And I was like, oh, it'll be fine. Like, we're halfway through the round, and then all of a sudden it was just a massacre. Everybody was dead. Like,
no, it's entirely fine. I wasn't even expecting it. I wasn't even expecting it, so I can't even like blame you for passing it to me. I was like, okay, yeah, decent spot to pass it on, and then kill, 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 kill. I'm like, okay, now what's going on here? It seems like Matt is dead.
Everybody's dead. Yeah, Cordell, I think, probably felt their heart rate pump right there because I'm pretty sure they thought they were going to seal it with a big win there at the end on the flank, and it just, nope, did not manifest. That did not come about, unfortunately. And, well, there you go. Anyway.
Watch Achieve do it again.
Overtime match point. Achieve wants that 8-6.
Yeah, because you saw Scuff actually do that before, where he had the deployable shield around the A bomb. That could actually come out once again. He's been, I think, semi-flawless. I think I don't know. I don't remember the last time he did it, but I do know he's positive on how he's been doing it so far. 4K, 2K, and then I don't know if there's another one in between, but either way, he's been doing it really well so far. So if he can keep up that momentum with not only the cam placement, the intel that the teammates are giving him, his gun skill, his way he just moves around that deployable shield, hopefully he can do the exact same thing this time and to just alternate his way around it. He got a beautiful kill. Last time he played that Maestro, it was actually around the Aviator side. And what he actually did, he played that vertical angle, took down 2 attacking operators coming through that main double door entrance. And because of that, he's been going absolutely ham. As you tell right now, he's currently at 6-4 kills. And this was after the rehost. And before the rehost, that's when that 4K, 2K, and everything like that came out from the trophy and statuary side. So speaking that his stats are at this level right now, even after the rehost, just speaks volumes. It speaks volumes.
It certainly does, yeah. And you see now Cordell pushing up these back stairs, coming in towards Study. The defense is where you want to be if you just want to take this overtime match point, and a map like Villa is one that should make you quite happy. A bulletproof camera just getting removed right there, so freeing up the movement on the billiards hallway at least just a little bit. Cat doing a pretty substantive job there of roaming around. No kills yet, so a little bit slower here unless we just see a sudden flurry of violence akin to the last round. Yaskel's backed up, holding on site. A very, very tight defense, actually, all things considered. Yaskel finally, I think, going downstairs, but otherwise, pretty much everybody stacked up on trophy room, kind of inviting them in right now, Caro.
Yeah, and finally the shield goes up with only 1:30 remaining, and I kind of find that hysterical in a way, because they're just like, oh yeah, shield, all right, let's get going now before they even get the push going through. And I think that's exactly what happened, because Packer currently had a shield set up around the Astro side, picked it up, and then replaced it around the A bomb. So I think that's a bit that's just well played when it comes to the communication. And Scuff is already ready to actually go, and Matt, you could tell he's ready to go. He's on fire, and he wants to see some sort of peak to come through. If there's actually intel to actually translate into the statue side, they're fully aware that Scuff is ready to take the kills when they actually are given to him.
Oh, Matt Bogger there gets an early pick right off the bat, and it's Scuff who goes down. The hero of previous rounds with that Alda will not be able to make the effort today. Oh, and the smoke's already coming out there, just blocking off the tail end of Statuary, trying to hold it tight. Packer uses that smoke screen as a cover to push up. Turbo is here as well to try and provide support, but it's Cat getting Dolly. Dolly is out of the equation. Cat, no, Jello gets one more there. Cat's pushed up onto site. That's Packer down, clean, flawless. Whoa! Out of nowhere, Toys just cleans up those kills and pushes it to the ultimate overtime.
How are these teams so even? How? How are they so even? It goes, last game, it went all the way to overtime, and then Achieve managed to win 2 rounds in a row. This time, they're currently 7-7 in overtime. Not only did they reach 6-6, they hit 2 extra rounds and evenly spread them out amongst each other. How? Okay, whatever. This is probably the most even I've seen a game in any league I've actually casted for. No match I've seen this even so far throughout an entire best of 3. A best of 1, maybe? Best of 3? No, never. This is the only time I've ever seen this. And to see Scuff drop so fast, that was probably the decider. The fact that Matt took the time right when he took care of the shield, peeked in, got that instant headshot on Scuffed, that was pretty much downhill from there from them.
And I'm going to say it again because I feel like I haven't said it enough, but this is Toys doing this on the back of yet another game, right? They were literally playing an upsurge, and they walked into this, and they're holding this just both of these fighters holding by the belt and just kind of punching away at one another. You're right. This is incredibly even. It's amazing how close these two teams are, and this is where it is. And if it ends here, I mean, you know, it's rough for Toys, but at the same time, it almost feels poetic that would end in the maximum overtime, just the way it has been going. We'll see if that will be the case. You see Jello there throwing up those reinforcements on the long wall. It will be a trophy statuary hold, and I'm going to reach back, and I can't necessarily remember just how this one has gone in the past. I think the defense has picked it up a couple of times. I know that at least the attackers have gotten it once as well, so it's not been a site. It's been a site that's very much in flux, not really favoring one or the other. Oh, my heart is racing. I'm ready for this. I am ready. This is exciting stuff.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to see from a siege match. You got to be at the edge of your seat. You got to say, this is the round decider. You're sitting back in your chair and you're realizing that every single kill from here on out matters to the max. Packer already pushed up into the kitchen right now, droning out what they still can, trying to find some sort of a visual. But if caught off guard, the person on Natural Stairs totally could have pushed down and took advantage of the fact that Packer was droning. But see, right there, that's that butterfly effect. If he made the decision to go down there, that could have been one kill in their favor, because he was prone out in the open. That would have been one kill in their favor, and that totally could have been the downhill that they needed. But Yaskell takes down Cat, their top fragger, that 10-5 player. Already the roamer as well. They should have been playing at the upstairs actual on site, but Packer takes on another one onto Cordell, and it's just going to be downhill from there, because it's going to be two of their fraggers off the board. Although Matt and Jello have been keeping up on the stat list, but either way, that's going to be huge, and they need to start picking it up from here.
Oh, and they certainly do, but those are huge picks to get at the start. Jello takes a lot of damage there through the wall and falls back into Astronomy. Jarden just holding in Trophy, and you can feel the pressure mounting on these three defenders. This is going to have to be a masterclass, but Jello, no, he sent back a grade. Scuff gets one as well. It's the last man standing. Jarden, the lowest fragger on the team. The bottom totem pole, he's done! And with a flawless round, Achieve finished this match, and in fine style. But what a game it was, Carl. This was some spectacular siege right here.
Yeah, it definitely was, because like I said, they are an even team, and guess what just happened? Guess what just happened? Toys went flawless last round, and then Achieve followed up with another flawless round and just swept the board. Nothing. It was no issue for them that round, and it was no issue for Toys last round. Beautifully played. I cannot say that either team played horribly, because both times they played it evenly. It's been tie after tie after tie, 6-6, and then it went to like 8-6, sadly at the end there, and then finally we came to here, went 7-8. That's as long as you can really get this type of this type of best of 3 to come out. So beautifully played. That's all I can really say about it. That's all I can say.
I agree 100%. And we avoid consulate. So it's a wonderful match, but a truly spectacular siege. I cannot thank these two teams enough for the kind of the absolute pleasure of watching them compete right here. But don't go anywhere. We're going to have an interview right after this break. Plenty more action here on Solar Flare. Stay with us.
Howdy, everyone. How are we doing tonight? I'm back with Corbeck right now, and after that entire match, it was a long match. I can
Oh
say
yeah.
that much. But I actually do want to quickly pull up the stats so I can actually have a better visual of what we actually saw during that match. Look at all of this right now. Wait, does Cat currently have a perfect even score every single round found a kill? Wait, either way, but I actually do want to look at the KD real quick. Look at the double digits all across the board. We have double digits. Only 2 people come from Packer and Scuff, but overall, Achieve came out on top, showing that they were the team that actually came out with the better plays. We saw Packer, Scuff, Turbo coming out with those double digits. Dally right behind him, only 1 kill behind. Sadly, Yaskell is a little bit far off, but you can tell that entire team overall has been playing out of their minds and obviously came out on top. We do see on the other side, we do see that Toys actually had 3 of them, and they went above and beyond the double digits, and they went to Cat went to 15 kills, Jello went to 14, and Cordell right behind him. That very aggressive Ash from like majority of the attacking phase went up to those 12 kills. What are your thoughts on these type of stats to look at?
It's interesting to me because if you looked at it purely on a tail that the stats are telling us, you would not think that it was Achieve that came out on top here. Just looking at the pure
Yeah.
stat line, you would give the advantage 100% to Toys, but at the end of the day, the tail of the tape is not always written in the numbers that we see on the screen right here. And it was not Toys, despite having some great fragging potential, despite Cat having a KPR of 1, like literally a kill every round. It's crazy stuff, right? Spectacular across the board. And I mean, I think it also just speaks to how entertaining this game was and how well both these sides played, Caro.
Yeah, 100%. And funny enough, throughout, I think majority of that, there was only 1 defuse, and that was from Scuff. So the only situation that came out of the
That is
diffuser, and
funny,
then
actually.
yeah, that is actually really funny. So we did see a lot of diffusers, not a lot, but we did see a couple diffusers go down. So that's great. But speaking of people on this current stat list, we do have Dally right now for an internship, or not internship, sorry, interview. I don't know where internship.
Welcome
came from.
aboard.
I know, yeah, welcome aboard. Now you are a caster right now, buddy. But Dally, how's your night? How do you feel after that match?
It was a pretty good match. It was close.
That's very close. Yeah, 100%. How do you feel like your team's performance overall? How do you feel how they like just performed throughout all their roles?
Um, everyone pretty much did their job, and everyone has improved a lot since we first started playing.
Good to hear. Good to
And
hear.
that's it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Was there I gotta ask, and this was the joke question, but I'm actually deadly serious. What did it feel like to play Thatcher again? Like what was the thought process when you guys saw that Thatcher wasn't gonna be banned?
Um, I've never really played Thatcher before I
Oh
joined this
wow.
game. Really,
Oh wow.
I've always been a entry mostly, but
Stepping on your
I don't know.
comfort zone a little bit.
Thatcher's definitely different.
Well, that's interesting. I guess they did need someone to really opt towards when it comes to seeing that Thatcher was on the board. And funny enough that you had to step out your comfort zone to get there, and you guys still came out with the win. So, props to you, sir. And then when it came to every single round, we had flawless round after flawless round after flawless round, alternating between both teams. When it came to you hitting that flawless round, how did you actually manage to pick up, and like what did you actually change up when you actually noticed that they completely swept you off the table? What did you change to actually pick it up? And then because like you guys went flawless round, next round flawless round, and you hit them back with the harder one. So like what did you really change up in that scenario?
Basically, we just changed our attitude. We just played either more aggressive or more passive, depending on what happened before that round.
100%, completely understandable. Because they did show a lot of aggression. You did see Corbin, or I can't think of his name right now, but the person that was
Wardell?
playing Wardell or Cordell, it was actually pushing
Right.
very aggressively with the Ash and everything like that. So that's entirely understandable. You do really need to counter that when you still can. So
Adaptability, yeah. Speaking of Cordell, and I guess the entirety of Toys, was there anybody on their side that you felt was like a particular thorn in the side, or you wanted to single out kind of as being someone who just you guys felt played above and beyond, a name you were always calling, something like that?
Cordell is really good at solo pushing. He's pretty scary. We always have to look for him.
That's funny. That's funny that
I
you
can
say
feel
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's funny that you say that because if you want to look back on the VOD, I was just like, it seems like Cordell is already on the other side of the building. He's already cleared it. I don't think he has a drone with him right now. He's already just cleared it, and he doesn't really care whatsoever. It's funny enough that you do say that, but yeah, Cordell is definitely something to be scared of. You definitely needed to have that intel up, so those audio calls definitely needed to be translated to your team as soon as you possibly could. But well played, Dally. You did really well. Your team did really well, and I just want to give my props, and hopefully Corbeck can throw you some as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. Congratulations, man. It was a lovely game of Siege. I absolutely enjoyed blast casting it, blast watching you guys play, and best of luck for the rest of the competition.
Thanks.
Dally, you have a wonderful night, and we will see you in whatever match you happen to be in.
All right.
All right, well, that will be Dally, everyone. Round of applause from home. You gotta throw some round of applause in chat if we have that better TV, the better TV in chat right now. But yeah, it was overall, like I said during that interview, it was a very close game that went flawless for flawless. Every single player that actually stuck around that hard support role played pretty well, but obviously. People on Achieve, I did have to spot him out. We saw that Packer played beautifully on those type of roles, played Ace flawlessly, played that very close range Smoke Mossberg flawlessly. And yeah, overall, you gotta love to see it. Yeah, pulling up the stats once again, it was that Packer dude, 11 and 12. Although yeah, he's not above and beyond like the other like 13-10 from Scuff, but Packers definitely needs to be mentioned in this stat line.
Oh, I agree 100%. And I think my thoughts have been made clear. Absolute corker of a match, plenty of fun to watch. And the first game I've casted here actually at SFCL, so I feel like I walked into a pretty good one, all things considered. And it was a pleasure to cast with you as well,
Yes,
Caro. Thank
sir.
you for ushering me in here. Much appreciated.
Yeah, welcome aboard, Corbeck. It was wonderful casting with you. Being your first time in SFCL, you definitely gave a good first impression for everyone. So
Thank you.
welcome aboard, and you probably will be fitting in quite well. So yeah, I think we're gonna be closing off the stream now, unless you have anything else to say.
Nope, I am good.
Good, perfect. All right, so I want to thank everyone for coming out. This has been Achieve versus Toys. Trust only your squad, and yeah, it was pretty close. So I will see you guys later. My name has been Carr. This has been Corbeck. Both of our Twitter handles will be like right here, right here. You guys should be able to see that. Go check us out. We're pretty cool guys. But yeah, I don't know the next time I will actually get a chance to cast for SFCL, but hopefully very soon. So you guys have a fantastic night. See you, Corbeck, and see you rest of the chat. You guys have a fantastic night.